See you on the other side, guys.
Thank you very much, Richard. And yeah, slow morning for me. Of course, yeah, I did cast quite a famous player making quite a good axe play.
That is pretty true.
At a TI, so that, yeah, I'm there now, Richard.
He's got it. He's got it.
I'm familiar with this hero. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, game one. Coming in here between Xtreme Gaming and Spirit. Yeah, looking forward to see what Axe is able to do. We're just not seeing a lot of people go with it. Would you say so the panel's pretty bang on with the theory crafting of why XXS wants to do it here? What was sort of your comments on why XG go for this as their last pick?
I think there's just that interesting thing about Axe versus Morphling throughout the game.
Yeah.
You can always get this kind of catch if the Morphling's not ready for it, but it's Radahn. So he tends to be pretty quick with his morph. I think the interesting concept is with the Marcy. Like they were finishing up there, Jenkins was talking about it. The pick-me-up. Then you can get the Axe into position in laning phase, which almost he never can. Axe nearly almost never can get in position for a call in lane. Maybe this could add an extra element. And I have to say this as well. I was actually telling myself last night and this morning, I have not gotten to cast an ET game at this tournament.
I've got a few picks.
Yeah,
it's coming in now.
And he went deconstruction.
How is the ET game? And Miposhka, he's given us some good ET showings in the past, right?
I still think this hero's, I mean, I'm going to say this hero's amazing always, right? Because I'm a ET nerd. But I actually think there's a lot of untapped potential still with deconstruction. I'm glad to see that he goes for it. This can really destroy a lane if you get it as well. Just sticking on top of a hero, minusing their armor, minusing their magic resistance. Allows you to play from distance as well, easier. I love it. When you're playing with Tiny, when you're playing with like Nature's Prophet, or you have anybody that can contribute extra spells from a distance, all you really need to do is throw your Spirit on a target. And it reduces that magic resistance from a distance, and then the Tiny Condo comes out. And it's devastating how much damage it can do, so looking forward to
because the radius of natural order, you do have to be pretty close.
It's very, it's like 350 or 400.
Sure. So like at the moment, he's within XXS.
Yep.
Like, obviously he hasn't got it skilled at the moment, but yeah.
Sure.
So. Yeah, that does add up to some pretty big reductions.
Yeah, my favorites are always like Tiny, Gyro, Storm are the three big ones that you can see with ET really thrive off of it. So we'll see how the lanes end up going down if Miposhka can't secure that lane. How XXS is able to do versus Radahn. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game in particular. These two teams sometimes can be a bit slow in certain aspects in terms of how aggressive they can be early on. They like to play for the later stages of the game, but I think we're in for quite a bit of aggression this time around.
Yeah, there should be a lot of battling.
Yeah, I think that XG has set themselves up to look for multiple different plays, either with Infest Bombs, Axe Infest Bombs, Marcy Slight Infest Bombs with like the throwing heroes in. While for the side of Spirit, they have great ways to counter-initiate and also a very good aggressive lineup with tons of team fight.
And you sort of agree with the panel that this was a pretty smart strategical position to get the last pick morph. Like it looks like a good layout to get the morph in for Radahn.
I mean, sure, you have to deal with the global at some points, but you naturally itemize versus that. And you have that great matchup versus Lifesteal in particular. And Dying,
it's first blood.
Down.
I have a collapse on the top lane. They catch the silencer underneath his tower. And yeah, I mean, look at it as well, just to sort of remind the viewers, this is his most played in competitive.
This is by far his
It's his most played hero in competitive. It is the Radahn Morphling.
Looking forward to see what it can do this game too, because I've seen a lot of Morphlings falter at this tournament.
Yes.
In particular versus, I think that's why they also banned out the Mars, because XXS actually showed that the Mars is like the Morphling hard counter, because as the game progresses, you itemize for like a Hex, Refresher, and there's just way too much control for that Morph to deal with. So we saw those last two targeted bans at XXS because they needed that off lane.
And like, you know, talk about the strategical Morphling pick. I'm looking at the last times they picked it. Within the last 9 months, he's played it 12 times and won 10 of the games. So very, very good calls at sort of saying when it's going to be a good morph game. He doesn't miss really Radahn.
Yeah, and absolutely versus Lifestealer, right? Like that's one of those dream counter matchups since you can just turn into him, use his rage against him in a lot of situations. Rue will have the TP.
He's out of that.
There's no stuns. Could definitely see a lot of TPs come into play. He's going to come back.
I was going to say, they might just get Undyne. Same time, though, Xinkyu's able to get in onto Miposhka, so Xtreme will get the kill down there. Undyne will be fine. I mean, for now, he's still kind of caught in a bit of an awkward spot where he will be able to hold him back. Free up the lane to continue to just be this sort of 1v1 between Collapse.
He'll have to take a bit of a walk.
I'm sure. Yeah, this. I mean, down bottom as well. Like, Will Rodan ever get caught low HP, or is that just not going to happen?
It doesn't feel like it should happen.
It's just super hard. Unless you get some sort of jump over the tree line.
Even then, he should get the shift off. It's not that fast that the Marcy lands on you.
Yeah,
these players are
gonna have
so
time.
quick with their shift. He's even got the 2 points in shift early on just in case of the thing. So
yeah.
he will have that prepared. And the other thing, too, is like he is a super high armor hero, which is what is really interesting to me about this matchup where, you know, Jenkins was saying Axe has a really good game overall versus it. Battle Hunger is going to do nothing in the laning phase versus something like Morphling.
Now, just look at the top lane Arme. He's also having a pretty easy time, right?
Yeah.
There's not going to be any chance really than killing him. Sure, killing the silencer, but killing the lifestealer now at this point in the lane. Until we start seeing the rotations, Arme should be pretty safe.
Yeah, it is a... like looking at 4 of the heroes on the side of Spirit, it looks like a very good lifestealer game, right? Yeah. Versus the ET, Tiny, NP, and Tide, it can be very nice. It's just that Morphling that has that standout matchup versus him. But the Tide versus the lifestealer matchup also, it's about the fact that the Tide can always get away in the lane, because it's very hard for a lifestealer to really push a Tide out of lane. They might get it now, though. Collapse is dropping low. With the Blood Grenade... They should have.
Good push for the kill there, Arme, and then dying. This is pretty big. Arme's getting really nice free farm top, getting the chance to take down Collapse.
He did eat some heavy harass there. He's just going to eat his Fairy Fire. Just be able to get that sustained back up. But a good kill to get. -1. Tide definitely does not like losing int. One of those, any of those strength heroes really in particular, even if it's just 1 now at this point, it is annoying. Mid lane, seeing XM having a bit of an advantage at the moment versus Laurel. But this Tiny pick, it's one of those really good ones versus the Storm as the game can progress. Always have the combo, and I'm always going to try to factor in the ET. That extra damage you get from the Aura can be pretty potent. XM has hit 6 already, so can't really go for a potential play too early on in the mid lane with a Nature's Prophet. But they're going to start to pressure top tower. This is early. The Blightstone, or sorry, the Orb of Blight. Why'd they change this name? The Orb of Blight to hit the towers. And looks like they're just going to abandon the bottom lane. So Axe is just going to jungle. Jin-Q is going to start making rotations around, looking for runes. So that's a nice thing that XXS can always do. Is even though he didn't get to pressure the Morphling ideally like he probably wanted to, he can just jungle. Catch waves, pull them into neutrals, maximize. Speaking of maximizing, Storm goes to jungle, Jin-Q goes to mid. So, yeah, XG just really looking to get that stable farm in this laning phase.
They're getting a lot of value out of this.
Yeah, it's almost 6. There it is. Very early on.
And who sort of turns up to do something about XXS whilst he's in this sort of phase of farming? Are we going to see attempts from Tiny?
It would have to be Laurel, yeah.
Yeah.
Tends to be that mid laner. Looks like he might start making that rotation over top. They'll find Undyne. Collapse. Gets that kill. And it looks like XXS might get brought down.
Yeah, they want to go for him here. Bringing Lal over with the rotation.
Gets the call off, and he actually just dunks him?
Oh my goodness!
Radon?
Oh! What is that with the tip?
He's got it.
Oh no!
No way!
Oh no! that brings me back to memories of when the Axe walked up and got a Dirachi on his Deucer. Yeah.
Wait, was that XXS as well?
It might have actually. Was that XXS that got the?
We casted that game.
Yeah.
It was Berlin. I can't remember.
Dude, I'm gonna look that up. Oh,
check it out.
Oh.
Wait, how much? Was he really shifted that low? Oh.
It didn't look like he, but he must have been just under the threshold.
Oh no! Done.
Well, happens once.
Well, the Axe pick already paying off.
Absolutely.
Instantly.
Just for content value. Okay. Well, we'll see that again. He was on what?
300, 260.
Yeah.
270.
270. Takes him out.
It literally, what, 272? So it was 3 damage extra on the threshold.
He did the fresh, it was just there. Oh my goodness. Well, a bit of a wake-up call there for Radon in the morning. Yep. You know, it's early.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. You know, breakfast is only just kicking in.
It's a pretty painful slip-up, though. A pretty massive one, in fact.
Yeah, because I mean, they were just about to set up and get the kill against XXS.
XM.
They don't.
Gets noticed.
He's got enough mana to get down to low ground. Good stomp. Jin-Q trying to pull him back to safety here with a dispose and the rebound, and he'll do it. Jin-Q bailing XM out of what looked to be guaranteed death. Undyne will be left behind. Maposhka will finish that off. But yeah, good saves coming in as Jinkyu gets XM back to safety.
And that is that kill bottom though is actually absolutely massive. Right? They shift
really
3 heroes.
Yeah.
He gets the kill, and now he can start swinging to mid because he got a huge burst. He's top net worth as this axe.
There we go, XXS. Wow. My goodness.
Not often do you see that. Last time was, yeah, it was about 2 years ago, right? Did you find
What year was Berlin?
It was it's been about 2 years now.
Yeah, I'm finding it. Was it XXS?
It was April 2023. Man, I don't remember who did it though. Oh well.
Yeah, I'll find it.
You'll find it. Thank you. Rue looks like he's showing the build. He's going to rush the Orchid. We'll see if he actually does commit for that versus the Lifestealer versus the Storm. Definitely can make sense for it. And it's going to be a Blade Mail rush for XXS, which is an interesting approach. Rather than going just for a blink, he wants to have more... I mean, it's not really an interesting approach. It's just more that he wants to get away with more greed rather than needing that blink. He also already has an Initiator on his team. 2 of them, in fact. He has the Pick Me Up, plus he has the Storm. So probably feels like he can delay on the blink a little more because they already have active playmakers. Very nice start here for the side of XG.
I think I found the game. It wasn't XXS, but it was Spirit. It was Collapse.
Oh, it was. You're right. That's right.
It was Collapse. Right. Collapse was the one.
That actually does
getting to do the dunking here, and now his teammate's the one getting dunked.
Speaking
and maybe
of dunking,
maybe again.
Nope, he already missed it.
Oh, okay. Never mind. They'll get the kill anyway. But indeed, yeah, Spirit were doing the dunking last time. This time it was Spirit getting dunked. And these comical situations early on, and these heroes, the 2 heroes that can be caught vulnerable to it. Morphling with the shifting, and Medusa with that low HP.
Gotta be honest though, watching the Medusa get dunked was much more satisfying. As much as I dislike Morphling, I definitely disliked Medusa.
Yeah, that was in the meta, right, where the Medusa was so obnoxious.
Yes, that was the unkillable Medusa with the new Lotuses just being added as well, and everyone was going Arcane Boots. Yeah, it was filthy. Laurel. Looks like they're trying to set up onto him on the mid lane. No global available just yet. Miposhka's there for the counter initiate too. He's not going to go for it. Early days, but a very good start for the side of XG. The Marcy as well. We're seeing Xingqiu being active. 2-0 already. He's been able to find good pickups of kills. He's got the boots, the bracers. He's ready to go for some scaling.
And this is the thing, right? We've seen Marcy hasn't been too hot, but if there is someone that you would trust on him, you would put Xingqiu pretty high up the list.
Absolutely. Probably one of the highest, in fact. I think he's one of those few players that if he busts out a new hero, I'll always give it the chance. I know we saw him do the techies in particular yesterday. It looked really good. I don't believe they won the game, but either way, it did still look really cool.
Yeah.
And yes, we do see that he lost.
But he only had one attempt. You know, one game, that's whatever. If he wins this one, he's going to have a 50% win rate. It's pretty good.
True.
Quick math. So, see if Xingqiu's able to do it. So far, looking so good here for the early game of Xtreme. 2K lead. And XXS, he is on track to smash these timing. I mean, it is still the same, right? You get the blame, you go for the blink next.
Absolutely.
And you just start running around the map looking to kill people and chop some heads off.
You could definitely kill quite a bit of these heroes. And the other thing about the axe that we did need, I mean, I didn't want to mention until now because I was waiting for like these blinks and what to build up, but he's playing versus Tidehunter, right? So Berserker's Call, phenomenal versus Tide, Kraken, or whatever you want to call it. Is it called Blubber now, I think it is? The Blubber.
The Blubber.
Strong Dispel does not work on Berserker's Call. So can get that catch and can look to burst this target if they throw everything onto him during a call too.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Really the majority of the difference in the net worth is because of that offlane at the moment. We saw Xingqiu get a little bit of an advantage over the 4 position, and XXS also having that net worth advantage over the Tide. That's literally the gold lead at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, this is just super fun. We're going to see this rotation come in with the smoke.
Global's up. They've got a shield rune on XM.
They are looking towards a Tide that has Ravage at the ready.
Not the easiest one to just chase out here. He's got backup. They've got counter initiation. Rue?
Maybe they'll settle for Rue. They will. They're going to go for him, but Rue's got backup. The global silence popped down, so XM's going to be able to look to finish off Rue. See if they can get out in return. Undyne, he'll die. So it ends up just being sort of the support trade.
I think you're fine with that.
You're fine. They had to use global silence to make that play happen on Xtreme. So yeah, Spirit's chilled. They still get the safety to clean up their stacks here for Collapse and Radan.
And Collapse is going to adapt early on already. We see the build being queued up. He's going for Yules. Not only just versus global, but versus the Axe too. This is a very value Yules game that Collapse can actually go for here. And Love that he's got, I mean, it's Vlad's is very good, but it's even better with Morph. We did see a weird Midas one the other day with a Morphling, but Radahn will also thrive whenever he's playing around that Tidehunter.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, getting the Yules online, as you say, it's the best solution to an Axe that's getting out of control. It just completely wrecks him if you don't get caught in the call and you're just able to send him up every time he tries to catch.
Yep. And you can play around global in some instances as well. Yeah, definitely a very good choice if he's...
Yeah, I like that if he commits for that.
Nice and early. Blink is complete. XXS can look to start making a lot happen. He's also about to be level 12, so
he's going to get the wisdom,
dunk is going to be online. Stop. Is it enough burst? Not quite. You can see that extra magic damage, though, from the natural order start to ramp up. And let's see where XXS looks to go. Do they want to constantly wait for global? I feel like you don't always have to wait for the global to make every single one of the jumps now at this point, since he's got this so early on. They probably will anticipate that he has it, though, because of him getting that kill bottom. As Laurel also does have his blink finished up, so pretty good timing from him.
Yeah, they're going to see him under the lane ward now, so they'll have full info that XXS has this Blink Blade Mail running around the map. Look at the top tower.
They're going to TP to set up for bottom. Miposhka looking to protect Laurel. They're actually going to swing to perhaps get a kill on XXS. Like you said, they have that ward there.
Yeah,
they had placed. They're ready for the Tormentor play.
And he's a big value kill. XXS is going to get the jump first onto Miposhka. Global as well. They'll get the kill.
Here.
Does Collapse want to set something up in return? They've got the Avalanche on towards XXS. Collapse still with the Ravage at the ready. There it is. Rue coming in as well with the backup. Jump for Radahn, brings in the burst, cleans up the double. XG still trying to fight this.
They got to get out of here.
But yeah, they've not got anything really left in the tank.
They're going to lose on Dyne as well.
Lars got the Avalanche set up. I mean, they were ready for it. That ward right just sets this all up, gives them the info they need. They know that XXS is going to be positioned aggressively, trying to find something there. He goes for it. You know, this is XXS making the jump, but they were fully prepared for it. And great cleanup, right? Radahn slides in, he gets the double.
Honestly, Miposhka just baiting them completely, right? He's probably like, I'm going to walk first, not you. I'm going to check for the vision. And then they're able to just fully counter-initiate. Miposhka will get gifted the shard for his sacrifice.
No, see again.
Completely ready, swinging 5 heroes over in an instant.
Yeah, completely prepared for this. And good sort of holding back there from Collapse. Make sure that the Ravage only comes out when he knows he's going to have maximum impact. And Radahn's close enough to clean up kills whilst they're caught by the Ravage stun.
Yeah, he gets the double.
Yeah.
Puts them both up. And that is pretty much the Manta now finished up after getting those kills. Spirit making a slight mistake in the laning phase, dying to success, but now things are looking nice for them. Across the board, all 3 cores farming. The supports as well, because they've been gifted a free shard. And I think Rue, believe he's about to have his Orchid done as well, which can be very nice early on in the game here.
Success. It's not going to find anyone quite yet around the mid. Lars staying hidden whilst XM pressures the tower.
Oh, no global at the ready. And they're not going to look to push this tower. I feel like anytime Ravage is up, the team fights are going to look pretty impossible for the side of XG right now. And for most of the game, really, until they do get BKBs online, it does feel like one of those trump cards that Spirit will always have to just win the fight. Because the team fight is pretty much fully reliant on the Axe getting a big call. There's not really other team fight that they have besides global coverage. There's a lot of coverage for Spirit to, yeah, just have so many different spells to be able to cover those team fights coming from the ET, the Tiny, and the Tidehunter. Ame does have Radiance, so his timing is still very good on it.
Yeah, he's getting good space.
The issue is just that, yeah, that core-to-core matchup, right, versus the Morphling.
Should find Rue here.
Ame will get the kill. He gets the last hit.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I think success. See if he wants to get out again. Or if it's, I mean, is it just going to be a case of him now going back to just hitting the creeps and trying to get the BKB before he starts running around?
Unless he sees a good opportunity, yeah. I think the BKBs are the big timer that XG is going to want on, honestly, on a majority of their heroes.
Spirit, they can be a bit more active. They feel strong around Radahn right now.
Jinq set up on bottom. Jinq is, oh, he just got hit by that ult. He's actually shown that he pivoted his build. He had Solar Crest queued up initially. He also wants to just get a BKB to be able to commit with his Horus versus that Ravage Collapse found in the river.
There's a Tough one to kill, and he does have Ravage.
He's got back
the
up.
jump, Lyle. In with the combo, they'll use the Ravage. Long down until the Infest comes in, though. Arme able to provide XM that extra bit of HP to allow XM to get out. The call comes in. They dump them both down.
What a bait.
Very nicely done there from the reactions of Xtreme. As Arme coming in clutch, making sure that they don't even lose XM.
That was insane. Just gets that insane healing off onto him right before any of the combo comes out fully. Up to 230 bonus HP now on this Lifestealer.
There we see again.
You can see Collapse was kind of hesitant on it, but Ame just so quick. Gets the rage off during the avalanche and then gets inside his buddy and saves him there.
Yeah, gives him that chance to get out. Too. And as you say, XXS, when he sees an opportunity like that, he'll go for it, and he doesn't miss. Gets the two of them with the dunks. Very nice counterplay from Xtreme.
A lot of counterplay that can come out from both sides. This is going to be one of those games that trades those cooldowns, but XG will take that all day. If they can win a fight versus Ravage, it's actually massive. Did not expect them to be able to do that with the positioning. But they had all 5 swinging over. And that's going to accelerate that BKB. I mean, XXS, he literally only had 1,000 gold before that
Yeah,
fight.
before that fight, pretty much.
He's at 3K now.
Yeah.
So.
And once the BKB's online, if he goes for the BKB blink call, nothing to stop that, right? He's got you caught.
Mid lane, XM looking for the Orchid play.
Xingqiu.
Can he bail him out?
That's a good bail.
Oh my goodness, Xingqiu.
I mean, XM's even ready to go back in. He's gonna zip forward, look to pick up the illusion rune. He's gonna get caught by the dead in the water. Can he survive long enough to get out of this? He can. He's away again and again. XXS is in with the call. Dunk. Gets the kills.
XXS.
He's always there.
The difference maker in this game.
I mean, he might even get more if they can chase this down. Okay, Stomp will catch onto XXS, so we'll slow down his potential to chase.
Hey, this axe pick absolutely working so far.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get that call on the left side there, they probably will be able to follow up onto XM, but he catches them before they can follow up with any spells.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. And that's pretty much going to give him the full BKB.
Yeah.
And just a combo really between the two of them, right? There's a Spirit trying to make a play, and then we have his Xingqiu coming with the clutch saves, and XXS coming in with the clutch jumps, now down bottom. They'll try for Collapse. He's a bit beefier, and we'll be able to TP out after the call is used. But yeah, in these kind of grouped up team fights, Spirit, they've got to be more prepared and aware that this Axe is going to be watching them and waiting.
Hey, the difference maker in this game is this Axe and Marcy lane.
Is the Axe? Yeah,
this off lane is actually absolutely owning. Xingqiu, 3-1 and 4, has saved 2 buddies, set up for kills, and he's close to BKB as well. He's going to be able to scale. Almost level 12 online for him. I thought Roche was going to tumble through, but it was looking close for Roche
around
to
the
come in
timing.
and just smack all of them too, by the way. Synderen would have definitely yelled, Roshan! But no, not the case this time. And there it is, 21 minutes. Super early to have this finished on an Axe, level 15 as well. Is he the second highest level in the game? Yeah, he's the second highest level in the game with the 2 carries. Winning the fights versus Ravage. It's going to be back up from Collapse now. He is showing himself. They've got global available.
They're on their way, Xtreme.
Miposhka.
Collapse, as we've seen, he's the tougher kill.
They can chase him for a while, though.
Yeah, the 3 of them. He'll buy a bit of safety with the Yules. He's going to try and run this off. The dispose is there, drags him back into the rest of the Unleash. Xingqiu finishes the job.
These moves are hitting. And they didn't have to use global. They had to use just a lot of the Marcy mana, but they still got global for the next move, Laurel.
XM, yeah, ready to start going on to Lyle. We've got the TP out, though. Nothing in range to stop it.
Use the pull. Good awareness there from Laurel.
They can start hitting the tier 2 down bottom.
Is that the full SNY finished up? Oh, he's actually gone Manta. All right, he switched it up. I saw him. It was debating between the two. Probably because he saw the Orchid from the Nature's Prophet wants to have this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, with this rush from root.
Yep. Starting to get these items to deal with the Orchid. So, Brew, I mean, he went for the risk of going this more aggressive route, which we've seen some of the Nature's Prophet go more of just supporting cast items for the team. Drums, Solar Crest, a couple other of these, or Vessel in particular. He's gone full Orchid, and now they're starting to get the items to counter it already.
Yeah, pretty much all cores are going to have the answers.
Yeah.
And there wasn't really a window where he was able to make much happen with it, right? There was that attempt in the mid, and they didn't even get the kill. They weren't able to finish off XM, so the timing not quite working out as much as Rue would have hoped for.
Yeah, I think this is probably one of the faster games I've seen XG play in particular. Look at the moves that they're making again. Radon, he's spotted.
And maybe all it needed was XXS on his Axe. They get the call. They get the kill.
I don't know, this Marcy Axe combo actually looks really nice.
And they'll be doing this again, I think, Xtreme.
I think so as well. Especially if you can get a global slotted in there as well. It does feel very nice. But overall, just these two. 6-1 and 4 on the Axe. Jin-Q, 4-1 and 5.
Yeah.
Making all the right moves.
I mean, maybe just across the whole tournament and the other teams, this is what Marcy's been missing. Just always needed the Axe. That was the solution, and then bam, the two heroes can pop off.
I mean, perhaps. Vincere, as we said, has been struggling, but
yeah, looking great
not this game. Jin-Q did, of course, get the Brigand's Blade. He's already queuing up his full progression, too. Versus that Morphling. Revenant's Brooch. Super good versus Morph. And yeah, the BKBs are now done. So they had one fight where the Ravage looked good for Spirit. Then the second fight, XG was actually able to win them without BKBs. Now they have BKBs to address it. So much harder for Collapse to find an opportunity to get that Ravage off now. Yeah, XG in a very comfy spot now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And I guess this is the good thing as well. XXS with all this armor he's getting from the coat of blood.
It adds up.
That doesn't count as base armor, right? So that's not getting reduced by the percentage of natural order.
It's all plus armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard for ET to stand on top of Axe anyway. But
that is true. He's probably going to die.
Yeah. Collapse, another one. XG's starting to run away with this.
They really are. And look at this as well. XX's ready to go pretty deep. He's going to find Mapochka. Stops the TP. Another one here for Xtreme. They can look to push on and finish off the tier 2 tower if they want to as well. They're starting to run away with the game. 8K lead at 25 minutes.
They're even going to probably get this tier 2. The Glyph is going to be forced. Spirit, where do you go from here? Laurel just unable to really find the opportunities. He tried to get this combo play on the Storm, but that's the last play that they tried, and it got countered. Satanic is finished. Jotaro still decently farmed, at least with some survivability here versus the Axe now, but between him and the counterpart, quite a big separation.
And what do you make of this as well? Because I've seen some mixed opinions. Arme, he's prioritizing the Axe pretty early on. You know, something that I think when the patch came out, people were like, oh, it's nerfed, doesn't disarm anymore. But we are still seeing some of the carry players still like to get it, you know, not super late in the build. They bump it up.
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think the fact that you can like play around jumping out of something like Sprout or jumping like even just this distance to close the gap is pretty nice.
Sure.
And just the cooldown. I think that's the other big one.
Absolutely.
20 seconds.
It's very low.
It's insane. You can get usually 2, maybe even a third one off inside of a fight. So.
And you're doing a bit more damage, right? Because the attack rate, I think it used to be like 1.25. Now it's every 1 second. So
it does 1 more attack now.
Yes, basically over the whole duration.
It used to do 4. It does 5 now.
Yeah. No, I can definitely see it just kind of making its way to this point in the build, right, where you've got your Radiance, you've got your Manta, you're ahead, you can afford to get the Aghanim's third item.
He might still not do it.
Sure,
he's still probably debating if there's another item that's better, but now they're playing into Aegis. Spirit was able to sneak that one during the Tormentor. That's exchange that we've seen a couple times from teams. XM, Infested, has a shield rune. Looks like Jin-Q wants to have another follow-up, so he's actually going to go the Blink Dagger route rather than going for the Revenants first. Makes sense with his Axe in the Storm. Wants to be able to catch up to them.
Like Sam.
Looking for Radahn.
He's going to get the opening onto Radahn. Didn't quite have the rest of them in range to come in with a rebound or a call.
They're scaring them though. You can see the way that Spirit's postured after that. Even that slight little poke, they're like, uh-oh. Not wanting to step up too far into their own jungle now at this point. No blink on Collapse. Their initiation, it's scary, because Laurel, he doesn't want to be the first to go in a lot of situations. They're going to go for a play, though. They see Marcy, so they saw Jin-Q. This does not look like an easy move to make versus the Global as well.
It's difficult, but they're in a position where they've got to try, right?
Yep.
10K down.
XM. He's going to walk into them. There's that Global.
I mean, and they don't even touch his HP. He's got the shield rune.
Can they set it up with the Yules?
Nah, he's out of that.
He's got BKB just in case, too.
They're still going to try for something, because now they know the Global's used. They'll look for Jin-Q beyond the tower. They've got him in the Sprout.
His quelling was cooldown.
He's going to still be able to jump out to the side. A few seconds left on the BKB.
I mean, he's speedy.
It's enough for him to run.
He is way too speedy.
Radahn still not able to close the gap even with the waveform. Jin-Q's fine. He's out.
All because they got the Tormentor just before and he got the Shard. Because he gets the rebound movement speed when he uses it, and he just hit 15. So moving insanely fast from that rebound. Able to disengage. I think he cut the wrong tree on the Sprout, actually, but either way, he gets himself out. They'll get the tower.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah, and even more maneuverability now. They've got the blink on Xingqiu. On the side of Spirit, they've got the blink done on Collapse.
A hard on XXS.
Yeah, one of the quicker ones, 28 minutes in. This axe is stacked. And talk about the fast timings. The Aghanims is now finished. So, yeah, nice and early this game. 28 minutes in. Aghanims Lifestealer online.
They're very durable with the builds that they've gone for. The axe with all this extra armor, like you mentioned before, he's 29 armor.
Yep.
His Lifestealer now with 3,000 HP and an extra way to save his allies, too, with this Infest. The damage from Spirit might not fully be there. I mean, Radahn, he's going to be able to do some, but he's got more of a defensive route. So, yeah, they're very tanky on the side of XG. They're going to try to hit now the Global's down. They have Ravage.
Let's see what they can do. XG seem pretty ready for this.
Yeah, they're resetting. 20 seconds till Global. They want to be the ones to make the move.
Spirit want to try and go before that 20 seconds is up. They're going to dodge each other for now. They've got their eyes down the mid lane here, XG. Does give Spirit the potential chance to get the wraparound. They're going to see the courier, so Spirit could strike them from the back here.
Global in 8, XM.
They're going to go for it. In with the jump, look for the burst, they got the Ravage, they'll get XXS is in with the counterplay though, it's a solid call. Army in as well, Spirit, they had to try and split. They run away with the BKBs, but Lal still going to get chased down. XXS finds the dunk. Now they can turn back in for more. Over to the side, Undyne will get dealt with the splitters down onto Xingqiu and Arme, but Arme still fighting strong. XXS with another dunk gets the double, and he's not done yet. Call over towards Rue. Rue dunked as well, triple kill. Oh my goodness, Maposhia able to TP out before he gets his head chopped off as well.
Yatoro does get a trade kill at the least on Xingqiu. Can he get himself out?
Yeah, 3 for 3 so far. Now Radahn, he'll take this.
Not bad, all things considered. He didn't even die the once. Even though the call was right on top of him, he's able to withstand because of that Satanic.
Definitely kind of the emotional damage from everyone's getting dunked.
Oh, yeah.
XXS getting the triple dunk off, getting a lot of coat of blood.
Look at his armor. He's got to get to some incredibly high levels here.
Oh, and he's going for the good build as well. Refresher next.
Oh, you liked? Okay. I like
the double cool.
I like the eventual super late game where you get the Ags and you get the Shard and how much you can actually do with it, dishing out all these battle hungers. Because when you have this much armor and you're applying these hungers to people, it gets crazy. Of course, that's the Shard, but the Aghanims is also crazy versus something like Morphling because it's attack damage percentage reduction. But Spirit, I think you'll be pretty okay with that, right? Because Radahn gets the trade cleanup kill on 3.
Exactly right. He's cleaning up some stuff. I mean, as we're saying, it's going to be massively on Radahn to carry this one. As the rest of his cores start to drift behind.
I mean, truly a 4 Protect 1 at this point now.
But this is one of the heroes to do it on, and he's done it many a time before. Radahn on the morph.
Boschka, Gale Guard, Solar Crest. Literally takes 0 damage.
Could have invested, join for the ride, you know. See where the TP goes.
That is what you would have done.
Just
that is definitely what you would have done.
All right, we're TPing out. Let's see where we're going.
Yeah, very good. Well, very nice play from Spirit when they're at that deficit, getting that flank wraparound, getting on top of XM, tripping him up.
Bashing out on Arme.
Now looking more about that actual counter build versus the Morphling. Because as we did see there, his damage is pretty weak on the lifesteal.
Yeah, it takes time.
It takes quite a long time. Now he's got that extra form of lockdown at the least.
There we go, Spirit.
Smoke again. Are they actually going to smoke on XC? Do they have one? They're going to jump.
XXS!
Oh.
He's in with a call onto the two of them. Can't save Xingqiu. We'll see XM coming with the backup as they lock down Lal. Lal gets taken out. Now they turn towards Collapse. XXS's BKB about to come to an end. Radahn turning into the lifesteal, trying to use it with the rage to go towards Arme, but the call's there. Controls Radahn for now. They're trying to look towards XXS. Radahn doing quite a lot of damage. Collapse, he's in with the Ravage. They're bringing XXS down low. Radahn, it's a huge kill.
He jumps inside the Tide. He's getting brought back. He cancels it.
The Collapse will fall, but Radahn still with good potential in this fight because XM, he's pretty much out of mana. He'll put the BKB now. Momentarily, a bash will hold Radahn back, but he's still ready to zip forward, look towards XM, and get a double kill.
He's
double here for Radahn.
He just picked up the butterfly right before that fight, and he can show that he can actually fight versus everybody.
Yeah, he's doing it. He is there's no question about it. This Morphling in these fights, I mean, we saw the XXS for all his farm, for all his HP, for all his armor.
There's no damage.
Radahn can kill him.
Yep. This build is actually perfect that he's gone for here. The Manta, the Satanic, and now into the Butterfly. Now Ame's probably feeling awkward. Because he's gone for the Aghanims build, he's got the Basher. Now he needs an element to be able to deal with this Morphling, who has 60 armor himself.
I mean, yeah, we'll see again. XXS, it's a solid call onto the two of them. They're very quickly able to kill off Lal, but Radahn kind of goes unanswered
He's completely uncontested.
And we'll see at this point, you know, XXS dies pretty dramatically quickly. The Yules is there from Collapse, making sure that the core doesn't do too much with the spins. And then, yeah, Collapse ready to go back in. Perfect Ravage there. Sets up for Radahn to get the job done.
Honestly, I'm not feeling the potency of this Aghanims that much right now.
You're not. There's been a bit of skepticism online on whether the Ags is still it or not, and especially when it's coming out this early in a build on the Lifestealer.
Now his damage just looks very underwhelming, and now he might need MKB, but also the Revenant's Brooch at some point because this Morphling has like 60 armor, and now the Morphling actually has Revenant's Brooch himself, so...
Yep. And smoke up again. I mean, Radahn's like, let's keep going, boys.
Yeah, he's uncontested. With the Butterfly build, they don't have a great way to kill him unless they 100-0 him inside that call. And as we've seen, they can't quite do it. Amp damage now on Radahn too.
Yeah, we saw what he did without an amp damage.
It's success.
I mean, that's such a good opening to this game. But now that even him, with as sort of a good of a start as he had, he's starting to feel the pain of Spirit.
Radahn is looking to dive.
He wants to go for this, and he goes, and look at the damage! Just completely annihilates the axe, blows up the silencer.
He's just gonna, I mean, he looks like he wants to continue.
He's tempted.
He actually wants it. They're
oh no, he's holding back. A little bit of mercy from Radahn.
Yeah, he knows his power spike right now.
Yep. As I said, sort of statistically and historically, they only kind of crack out the Radahn morph when they know it's going to be this crazy potential. And yeah, Radahn's showing exactly how good it is in his hands in this 5th pick position.
He's level 25.
Yep.
Already at this point now. That they just don't have damage for him now. Just very quickly how it turns, just him able to get that butterfly timing right before that fight. Next G.
Yeah, what are they going to do?
He's posing the question to them. Glyph gets forced, he'll back away.
Who deals with the morph now?
It's got to be Ame getting that next item, but even then, they're starting to fall behind on that damage for him. He's got the backup supporting cast to just buff him up. Ravage is at the ready, and now they're going to get a Roche too.
Xtreme not in a position to get here.
And not having the damage. Yeah. How do they kill this Morphling now? Versus the Satanic. XinQ's gone for the Blink build that we mentioned before because he wanted to have the follow-up for his team, but they have a massive Morphling issue even without the Aegis. How close is Ame to having that MKB? He's getting closer.
It does just the timings do just feel underwhelming now in comparison to what Radahn's been able to build up.
And I like that XXS is pivoting though. I feel like you can't go for Refresher anymore. You need to get a Hex. You need to get as much lockdown as possible to attempt for Radahn because it's all about him. It's all about taking out the
because if you kill Radahn, Xtreme's absolutely got the chance to clean up a team.
Oh, absolutely.
Radahn has to die.
Radahn just has a lot of stuns with him that are supporting him to make him look this incredible.
Yeah.
But if you can take the Morphling out, you do have a path to success. It's just, yeah. Versus this Satanic, versus this build he's gone for. Hard to see.
I very likely could be looking to just go straight for the base again with this Aegis.
I feel like they absolutely can. They have wards in great position too. Yep. They see mid lane. I think they just saw the silencer, so they can absolutely look to walk it down mid. Shield rune as well on Laurel. MKB's finished.
Okay. But
gotta hit hard, but now there's a full Scotty, so even more to go through. He did spend his gold.
They have to just sort of somehow catch Radahn in like a blink call whilst he's not shifting and then have Ame in position to take him down. It's just a lot of kind of stars that need to align that haven't so far.
I mean, the question is, too, is even if they get the call, if they throw everything onto him, is it really going to be fully enough, too, versus the Satanic? If he gets the pre-Satanic off as they jump, he lives.
Yep. And it has to be with this BKB call, as we're seeing, because the rest of his team have ways to disrupt the Axe's initiation.
Turns into Lifestealer, has the Rage. Ame, you don't want to fight into that.
Ame's got to be careful. He doesn't win that fight.
Shiva's finished for Collapse for this fight too, and they have a Hex on Rue. Hex on XM.
All right. One of the ways they can maybe set up onto Radahn, but Again, but the rage can't touch
Axes
it.
are dying.
They're gonna make the jump now. And with the Hex, the pullback, that's him gone the first time. Can they do it a second time? Already collapsing, trying to make sure that XXS can't get the freedom to blink in. And that would give the opportunity for
Jinq wants to fight.
Radan to get out. I mean, he does, but does. That is the question.
The call gets hit by the Spirit, cancels the blink.
Yeah, good effort sort of between Miposhka and Collapse to just make sure that XXS could not get any sort of chance to blink back in on Radan.
Well, they can get him the once with the combo, but now he's aware that that Hex is there. He's going to back up, maybe look for that Linken's that he can build. He's pretty close to having, well, he'll be pretty close to having it finished once he backs up and farms for a moment. XG, I feel like they want to go out and try to fight, but it's not an easy one to do.
No, look at that. They just fight on. Army just walks straight down the lane.
100 seconds. He has no backup.
Oh.
Well, that's not the way that they wanted to do it.
At least it's the best of three.
True.
Extreme. We do best of threes across the board here, and I mean, that's what they'll be thinking of.
I can understand why he wants to do so, but he's far from his team. Like, they ideally probably want to look for something because they're getting stuck inside the base.
Yes,
but not like
that. They know that the invis is. They know that the blade's there on Lyle, right?
Yeah.
It's a rough one there from Arme.
He's all their damage, down for 60 seconds, we're done.
Yeah. Just not okay. They get the call.
He's already shifted up to 5k.
He's got a lot of HP. The global comes out. They're bringing him relatively low, but he should be able to still fight on.
He's alive.
And indeed he can. They don't even really get that close to killing him. Radan's fine.
That's game. Radan, even though he gets dunked in the laning phase, shows that this is the Morphling game.
That was a long time ago now.
To carry.
And indeed, there it is. GG's call. Game one goes to Spirit. Goes to Radan. I mean, yeah, you might dunk him at the start, but he'll be dunking on you by the end of the game when he's on his morph. Yeah, like XXS started the show, but at the end of it all, Radan was definitely the main act.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
does all this time.
Well, your team just got first blood. Any words for them?
We got first blood.
Yeah, you got them.
Oh, we got. Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Very nice. So let's go to our very nice casters as well.
Yeah, very nice indeed.
Very nice.
They get that first blood secured and goes the way of Radan.
It was Radan.
Yeah. So yeah, let's have a look. So Lyle,
start.
Mid Ricky. Let's see what he can do.
And we looked at the stats, right? Me and you were bringing it up. He's been playing it a decent amount, especially versus Dazzle in a lot of games. So
yes.
Hasn't had the best of success versus it. I believe he lost 3 out of the 4 games versus that Dazzle, but looks like he's got an idea about it. And I mean, XM, he actually plays really nicely with the branch there. Laurel dodging that extra attack to spread the poison. Drops a branch, then he gets eaten by XM, but either way, dodges that attack. Nicely done.
Now, let's see what he's able to do. As you said,
all the last hits there, he's hit level 2.
Okay.
Is he committing on him? It looks like he's going to try.
It's risky. Oh, it was a good try, but he doesn't succeed. XM survives. Lyle falls.
Well, that's the lane.
Oh, no.
Dazzle overall, right? Like, no, I'm just kidding. But honestly, this hero is pretty ridiculous.
Yep.
We'll see what else Laurel can do with it, but that is a painful death. He tries to commit for the kill because he hits the 2 first, but
you gotta
under
try
the tower, XM has that bonus armor.
Yeah.
It makes the difference there.
For it. But yeah, as you say, he's tried it a few times last week.
Yep.
It's not been too hot. But what I will say is when you look at his competitive profile, he's played it 8 times in professional, and he's never lost with it.
Ooh.
So Lala's never lost when he's got Ricky in a professional game.
Cool. And let's look at the overall thing of the game, right? Not just about the Dazzle. There's ways to get in and out of arena, right? If you have vision, to be able to jump to a hero. That, of course, we will have to emphasize about. Actually, it's Victory Feast. Just kidding. We have to talk about the vision thing with Bloodsport because he went Victory Feast. All right, so that's going to be the case. So Laurel should be able to play around that at some times. And it's all about getting into the backline. Victory Feast with Tiny, right?
Nah, dude.
What else?
The smoke screen shard, right?
You can't target allies.
If you put it on the Dazzle during the Nothel projection, the main body, does that mean the Nothel projection can also not target himself?
I would imagine so, yes.
So
it's probably something along that
could be kind of hype. Top lane.
Big damage.
Arme's dead.
We see a lot of aggression coming out from these two. And we did see, so other things, I know we talked a lot about the Ricky, talked a lot about the Dazzle. Looking at the grand scheme of things for Spirit, they did get, my 2 favorite supports in the current patch at the moment. The 2 best range support casts. As long as they have frontliners, these 2 feel like they have insane impact in games, and they do have good frontliners. They have a Sven with the stun with Warcry, the Centaur as well, and even a Ricky who's going to scout, so I've seen Miposhka do incredible things, perhaps even carry early games on this Jakiro.
And what's your vibe right now with the Centaur? Because we're seeing sort of like, not the greatest results, but some teams, they really love to pull it out.
I think if you can see something like a fragile mid laner, that's where the Stampede can be super useful, right? Like, yes, there's a Mars that can cause issues because that Arena of Blood has been one of the best counters versus Centaur. But yeah, I think there's still some untapped potential from this hero. Because if you look at their lineup, if they can just get on top of this Dazzle, get on top of the AA, it can cause some big problems for the side of Xtreme.
There's been good stuff in the lane so far from Collapse, getting that early bit of action, and 11 for 7 against the 7 and 5 that Arme's been able to pick up himself.
I also can't. I honestly can't remember every single one of the bans before, but sometimes it ends up being the case where a lot of the other, a lot of offlaners have been getting banned, right? Magnus is banned a lot of games, if not all games. Mars gets picked or banned. Yeah, most of them just get taken out. So Centaur just kind of fits the mold. If like the Tide, the Mars, and all these others do get taken away.
And looking at the mid, sure he died, but
he's handling it.
We've definitely seen
Not
heroes suffer much more against a Dazzle, right? Lal's actually getting something out of this lane.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Just something though. XM is getting a huge benefit out of that early kill that he was able to get, and continuing to get those poisons. He's not going to be able to. He's not even trying to go for the dodge. Actually, I'm trying to watch if he looks to use the tricks of the trade to dodge the poison, but it hasn't been the case a couple times here.
Yeah, I guess more so just saving it for the CS and just
dodge
to stop
the
him
last
from
hit.
Exactly, getting refreshed on him.
That's what I've been seeing. Yeah, he's just been securing a lot of these range creeps in particular. Now it looks like he's going to start dragging the wave, so not wanting to play honestly in the lane, which is definitely appropriate. I think we've seen, they were mentioning on the panel, a lot of dishonest mid-heroes lately.
But yeah, I think outside of the death in the matchup, Lal definitely showing sort of what his plan is against this mid-Dazzle and how he wants to play the game.
Jinkyu wants to start dragging waves as well. They've been unable to pressure Radon in the laning phase because he got that first blood and because he's had a Jakiro behind him. So it looks like they're just trying to manipulate things since they're double melee versus Jakiro Sven.
XM should be able to swing across and get a free kill if he wants. There he comes.
Oh, one more hit. Undyne will take it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Glad to be seeing more AA as well, right? I think this hero was dead for so long. We saw maybe one game a tournament, if that, in most situations. But now we're seeing it so much versus all these strength tanky cores. Being able to have this bone chill just seems, it actually seems quite nice. And being able to amplify your cores. Gotta say, I've been liking it a lot more. So that strength reduction, it sure adds up in those fights.
And they're considering whether they can try and kill Collapse.
Does have 650 HP, Ame. Can't quite close that gap. Boschka in the mid lane, they're looking to surround XM early. He has hit 6 already.
It's not an easy kill to go for.
They've got 3 here.
And he's got backup. It's a good silence to open things up into the smoke screen. Can they kill him in time? They can.
XXX actually TP's over to try to assist, but a great surround play.
Yeah, they get him throughout the durations of the silence. Doesn't get the chance to get the Nothel projection off. It's a big kill.
Their whole concept of their draft, like the panel was talking about, it's about getting on top of that Dazzle. And here in the laning phase, even though Laurel dies the once, things are evened out for him. Great dive play. And they recognize now that Yatoro can just be, I'm going to keep saying Yatoro, but Radon can be left alone after his start. He is dominating the bottom lane. Collapse. Dodge the stun. He's got a stick. And he's got a Lotus. He's okay even if they keep going.
And he's got backup, Rue. Yep. Ready to rejoin him on this top lane.
Yatoro is gigantic, Owen. Look at the farming. I don't think he's missed the last hit. I've been trying to keep tabs of it. Maybe he's missed like 1 or 2. But I think that's actually it. I'm pretty sure he's gotten almost all of them here.
That's actually pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's only had, what,
free farm.
3 denied away from him.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, outside of that, it's been pretty much perfect. And
he's going to hit 6 very soon. He can start working on Ancients if he'd like to very early on. He's got the Morbid Mask. And they can move around. So we're seeing the Poshka sneaking toward the shrine.
On the side, we will have Jinkyu getting caught. Spirit, we're ready for him sneaking around.
So XG, we did see them have an advantage after the laning phase last time. This time, it's all on Spirit.
Yeah, and I think, you have to look at this mid and say,
Success.
They're going to try and dive in here. A good dodge of the spear there by Radon.
On point.
TPs are coming in. He'll drop the arena, and that will be enough to get him out. So he's able to turn, maybe with the help of Arme and Jinkyu. The 4 of them turning up. They want to punish Radon. Is he actually going to be able to run away from this?
He's pig-poling. He's speedy.
The Shuriken?
It's enough.
Will finish the job, but he nearly gets out. Tell you what it does, though. It does give the time for Miposhka to TP away.
It's 4 heroes to rotate for that. I mean, XXS needs that bailout or likely is going to end up going down.
And again, this mid, the Ricky pick, it's absolutely worked
working.
right.
Yep.
You know, 8 minutes into the game, many players would absolutely kill, you know, mid players would kill to have a hero they can take mid against the Dazzle and have the same farm as the Dazzle at 8 minutes in after the lane.
And I'm pretty sure you are absolutely onto something, because when I'm looking at Laurel's builds, especially versus the Dazzles, he's been going for that shard almost
Does he get
immediately.
this?
He goes Defusal into the shard to counter the self-save.
At least that's how it should work, right? You put the smoke screen on the Dazzle, even if he's already not projected, he won't be able to use Grave on himself, so it's much easier to kill him.
Really curious to see how that's going to go down. Laurel, Xingqiu tries to go for a bit of a snipe there.
Radiant's middle
Can't quite
tower
finish
is
him off.
under attack.
Oh, he's going to have to keep track of that track versus the Riki as well, too, since it can prove to be problematic for him as Undyne steps up.
Yeah, a little bit of an easy one there for Radon.
They land the spear. They can. Dazzle's coming in.
Okay, see if Radon can get out of this. He's got Stampede coming in from
and they're
Collapse.
trying to set up on top, but they can't.
Yeah, Almost going to be safe under the tower. They're still going to try and push on bottom to see if they can chase the kill. Spear won't connect. Shuriken's in. Blood grenade. They're trying, but the dead shot comes out on a Xingqiu. Poshka and Rue can turn. Look to threaten the bounty onto XM, trying to heal him up, but Xingqiu will fall. The arena's going to get dropped. Only catches onto Poshka. He's still got a nice path to play with, so they're not even really killing him that quickly. Finally, they'll get him with the rest of XM's damage output during the Noffel projection. But Lyle's got his eyes on him.
It's into a shield rune.
Yeah, it's hard to go for that.
Yeah, can't quite do it.
But they didn't get Radon. Radon gets out safely. They're just getting the two supports. And again, it is taking quite a lot of effort from Xtreme to try and force these plays.
Yeah, they're having to pop these ults pretty much every single time just for the supports as Radon able to farm those Ancients. He doesn't have to go back. He's got the extra sustain. A lot of space for Collapse, too.
Yep.
He's just been kind of chilling in the top lane at 2-0, going down the Blade Mail route this time. Very tanky front line that we're going to see Spirit be able to pose to protect those backline casters, especially with this type of start. Well, how's the levels looking on Undyne and Xingqiu? Still not quite level 6. Bottle finds a haste rune. They have this ward of XM, but he still has his shield rune, so hard for them to fully contest. Looks like he'll just take the big creeps at the least. And he'll finish off the rest because they've got Maposhka here. Xingqiu. Just giving information.
It's looking to be a pretty respectable diffusal blade timing on Lyle this game.
And it's a space-making mid laner for a Sven who's getting a very free start. A big difference between Yatoro and Ame at the moment here, 1,500.
And this is the thing as well, because what would you say the outlook looks like for the Tiny carry in this game? Is it an easy game? Are there a lot of issues for a Tiny down the line?
There's a lot of control. A ton of disable. There's also the miss rate, of course, that can be very annoying from the smoke screen, so not sure for this Tiny. Yes, he's survivable because he's got the extra armor versus the Riki and the Sven, but
sure.
Sven is one of those heroes that goes through that type of armor in a lot of situations just from overwhelming damage. Yeah, Spirit with this early game feeling quite comfortable. XG starting to get some momentum though, getting the tower here. Starting to open up the map for XXS, playing around him with XM. And it all is truly about that Dazzle Ags timing, but they've done a good job of slowing it down. I've seen a lot of games where it comes out at the like 12 to 13 minute mark. Still might be the case, but Laurel is matching the farm. As you said, the Diffusal, it's finished already. Oh, another thing about the Diffu actually this game, since he's playing versus, I mean, yes, it's good versus Dazzle just for damage, but he's playing versus 2 strength cores. Little bits of mana burn can be quite pesky.
XXS is looking at him bottom, but not easy to really go for a setup.
Yeah, without the blink, very difficult. Laurel low mana, he'll back away. Six has been hit. Looks like they want to use that AA Blast, potentially to look for one of those very tanky cores. They've got Stampede available though, so they have to make it happen clean. Why is that disengage? Definitely will be there.
Finding Collapse would be pretty nice.
Dude, I quite like seeing Pig Pole actually. It's really good to get between camps for farming. I've been seeing a couple of these cores doing it.
Collapse.
Just because mobility is important.
They're going to have eyes on him here, but Collapse knows it. We'll see how sort of trigger happy he's going to be with the Stampede if more show.
Ame trying to get the angle.
With the Avalanche. The poison touch Hex, but the Stampede is there. Good spear. Pushes him back into the Ice Blast.
4 heroes committed. Looks like they're going to end up losing something out of it. Mid tower, they've got a TP to react. They don't want to lose that. They get the kill. They force Stampede. Doesn't look like they can hang on to this tower, though. Undyne all by himself. He doesn't know where the Riki is. Yeah, can't step up. The sentry now shows.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Hello. He's looking for these solo opportunities.
I don't know, I'm kind of liking the way that I'm seeing this Riki. Like you said, Spirit, it's
He's playing
a
it very well.
comfort hero for them too. So
Yep.
gives tons of information. It's annoying, and it lets Yatoro, it's Radahn, just do his jungle thing as the Sven. And he is having that clear separation between him and the Tiny.
As I say, Lal on the Riki has never lost a professional game on it.
Is Blink done for XXS? It is. Looks like XG, I would imagine they want to kick the pace up. It's under a ward. The smoke completely caught there, so Spirit will be very prepared for it. A lot of stacks being made there from Eposhka. He sees the bounty. And now they see XXS, so they already were very aware of that smoke. Laro still
They get the
gonna
jump.
get caught.
Catch him with the spear.
What a jump from XXS.
Blow him up with the Ice Blast. We're trying to see if they can
Survive.
take him in return, but he's going to have heals coming in from XM on the low ground. And Spirit know they can't push on to try and finish the job. So Lyle gets caught.
What a catch. XXS just confidently jumping in. Laurel, they were very aware of the smoke movement too. Still gets caught under it.
Radahn. It's going to get gone on a bit by the Nothal projection. XXS is in with the arena.
Ice pad.
They're going to turn. The Shallow Grave's going to be there, but buying XXS some time. We'll get the spear on
Got
towards
Radahn.
Radahn. They're able to kill the Sven. XXS will die in return. But getting the big kill there, Xtreme. They get a
Track
third
money.
one. Collapse turns up. Should be able to run down Undyne here with the Stampede. Lal gets the last touch here to take the AA down. But yeah, XXS, even though he dies, he's making some good, aggressive moves. Sets up for them to take Radahn out the game.
What is this fight recap? Oh, there we go. Look at the dazzle damage. That's all I was waiting to see. The Nathal projection, he had the front line to be able to just dish out the deeps, and there it is. 3,400. Radahn just dies super fast, even though he's a tanky Sven. Those weave stacks really started to add up. A great play, XXS, just having the confidence to just jump forward there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as soon as Radahn steps up, right, the comms have been made that they can make this play. They've still got the arena. As low HP as he is, it doesn't matter. He knows he can get in, get the arena off, and get his job done. Dies at the end of it, but absolutely worth it there from XXS.
Almost actually doesn't die because of the victory feast heal that he gets from getting the kill.
Bottom.
Collapses in.
He's able to get the stop on the two of them. A lovely ice path to follow things up.
Perfect execution.
Yeah, Collapse with the setup. Eposhka with the follow-up.
And XXS get himself out. He's got the blink. He should continue Q.
Rolls in with the chase.
Fusel's up.
Now Xingqiu. It's going to get caught as well.
What a jump from Collapse. Perfectly catching the back two heroes. Follow up with the ice path. And it's around that big timing, too. It's Tormentor. AA's respawning in 5.
XXS?
No Ice Blast. XXS maybe doing some sneaky play here.
I mean, he's got arena in a second.
Oh, just kidding.
Did they see the blink animation?
I think they did. I think they maybe actually got vision of him for a second.
Nah, he's out of there. He's getting back up, though. I mean,
they don't have AA Blast.
Sure, even with the
They had
freedom
AA
of
Blast, I
XM
think
here.
they go, but
Yeah, they
out
can't
it.
get over for this.
Can't make it in time.
So Shah going to go the way of Eposhka. Scan's been hit, but yeah, Xtreme can't head over in time to try and contest this. And yeah, talking about the shard, Lar's going to have his for the next one.
Yep,
So we'll see how much this messes with the Dazzle, and if indeed it does stop him from being able to use his Nothal projection to grave himself, which it should.
I mean, even if it's not for the Dazzle,
Sure,
in that situation in mid, right, there would have been no grave that would have been put out from the Mars too.
Absolutely.
So definitely has multiple different benefits.
Yeah, it's going to get a lot harder for XM to find these clutch graves.
We're done. Going to clean up these stacks. Gets himself another stack as well. BKB soon on the horizon. XM, though, with this Aghanims, it's finished. It was finished after that last fight in particular.
Yeah, this is the big power spike, right?
It's all going to be about positioning, right? If they can get on top of this Dazzle, and that's all we said is Spirit's Draft, what it's about, is finding the Dazzle and bursting him. Ame
wants to finish the tower off.
He'll get it.
He'll get it. They don't want to jump him. Not in this position. So Xingqiu trying to scout out the back lines. They'll swing around towards the bottom. They've got their eyes towards Collapse, maybe. XXS, we'll see if he wants to go for the jump.
Blink, blink.
It's already out.
Got to track for some information. But all of Spirit in the area. An attempted dust and a sentry. It's not going to find Xinq. Ame's starting to beat on the tower here.
Well, with the jump, they get the smoke screen. They're in with the damage, but indeed with the sharp smoke screen, nothing XM could do.
No grave available. Can't target your allies.
Yep.
That's nice, especially with the Atos combo that we see with Rui. Just keep him inside of it.
Yeah,
There's no way to bring him out.
It's super strong against the Dazzle. And just for the morale, you know, just the feeling that you can't save your teammate. They get in here with the arena. They're going to try and blow up Collapse. Ice Blast to follow up. Be able to get the Stampede off. The Nautical projection should push him over the edge, and indeed it will. But can XM actually get out? He's going to get jumped to return.
Deleted.
He can't. He dies for this. Undyne, successful TP out will save him.
This concept is definitely working. I don't know. This Ricky.
The Ricky is it's big brain. I mean, we heard what from Silent, right? They wanted to sort of test this. They were like, we left the Dazzle in. We want to try and beat it. So far, definitely looking like one of the better approaches against this Dazzle, which has been quite the terror in many of the mid lane.
That was a scary jump from XXS. I mean, if Mishposhka's a little quicker, they could have probably gone for the Mars there. I was like, he's got no backup. Just goes for a blind spear. Big fight from Spirit. I don't think, I mean, now XG knows though, right? Now they're like, okay, there's a Ricky Shard. We've got to be very careful how we set up for those type of pushes.
Yeah, they can't just sort of have Arme hitting the tower. Ward down, spot Xinq.
Another catch.
Not one that you expect. And super value there. That was in the last second of the Observer Ward being up. So, Spirit making that one work.
He's just going to rush Disperser. Disperser Aghanims.
Sure.
Whichever one he wants to get first definitely looks like it has a lot of value. Aghanims allows him to be a little more protected since he could jump inside of his allies, but see which one he does want to fully go for. Radon, BKB's finished. Spirit getting a good chunk of momentum with their team fights here. XG, arena down for 10 seconds. Feels like they're very reliant on getting a big arena to take those team fights now. And XXS.
Gonna show. TP's coming in.
Headshot Scout. Miposhka.
They can definitely mess with him.
Ooh, they expected the TP behind the tree.
Yeah, played for sort of the high risk, high reward. Just throwing it out there.
Instant smoke. They've got everything at the ready. BKB God Strength. Let's see if XG is ready themselves. There's a Force Staff on XM, so already starting to get items to be prepared for that shard play. Of course, can't use it on allies, but can use it on yourself when you're under that smoke screen. 4 heroes posed in mid. Spirit looking for the angle.
Dire are scanning.
Both teams playing around that vision for a second. Smoke counter one there from XG.
Radiant are scanning.
How close is Ame on his items here? He's pivoting, by the way, so rather than going for that silver edge that we see pretty much every game, he's just going for SNY next. Wants to deal with the insane amount of lockdown that's coming up from the side of Spirit. SNY into BKB is going to be the choice from him.
And a very necessary item as well coming out from Xinq, right? The Boots of Bearing could be one of those ways to try and get people out the smoke screen. Of course, they still got stuns and Atos.
Yeah, exactly. But it's an attempt,
it's
right?
something that might save you sometimes.
At least it's something that'll... Yeah, because there's Warcry, there's Stampede, there's so many different elements that Spirit has to close the gap, so I can definitely understand why he wants to go this route. See if it ends up paying off, though. This ward that Spirit placed, it does scout XM in the jungle. And I believe they see Ame also, so they have great information to go for this jump on Spirit.
And Ame's still a very high value kill. He's got a lot of farm on the Tiny. He's able to be quick with the Avalanche.
Larl, they get the Force Staff off.
Getting a lot of reactions coming in. Drop the Atos down as well as the Ice Path from Markiplier onto Ame, but he'll be able to walk it off.
All of XG's shifting down. Spirit, they'll respect it. The sentry ward placed there. They did get information that that ward was placed from Spirit, so immediately able to disengage. Xinq. We'll have to back away. Are they actually going to look to sneak this? This is a bit of a risky play here if they do want to try to hit the Roche. They're going to look for a fight first. Not able to find any catch, though. Their ward was dewarded that they had in the jungle that was spotting the Dazzle. Gold has equalized. XM close to that next big item also, after having Force finish, the Blink soon, one of those core items on the Dazzle that we see. Collapse still positioned bottom, doesn't have any buddies with him though.
Yeah, they're not too close to be able to connect on this.
Both teams starting to shift themselves towards bottom. Tormentor is going to be spawning again shortly. Well, not that shortly, but in a couple minutes. Blink picked up. So Yatoro, Radon, he's got follow-up. So now they've got Blink Centaur, Blink Sven, multiple different avenues to be able to jump into backlines. But Blink also finished on Dazzle. So ways to counter away. Yeah, everyone's starting to make their way bottom. The two carries still top. Collapse is tracked.
They're looking at it. I mean, do they want to drop everything onto the Centaur? They're going to try.
Gonna try it.
In with the opening.
He's got backup.
And with the Ice Blast, we'll get the Stampede off, but the damage should be enough to push him over the threshold. They'll get the kill.
And this Nothel projection with this arena is actually pretty insane.
Yeah, you can't run from it.
Yeah, you're just stuck inside with it. They're minusing your armor more and more, and you're getting rebuked. Now, it's actually XG who's going to go for the Roche. They've got the sustain with it, with the Dazzle.
I mean, Radan's pretty strong. With this
Yes.
Blink BKB, hasn't quite got the level 18, so it's just the level 2 God Strength, but he can still fight. He gets a good jump. He's in.
It's on the right target.
See what he can find. He'll look towards Arme. They have the opening here. Shallow Grave will come in from it. They'll try and force him to safety, but with the BKB, Radan's going to look to continue to chase him down.
They can't finish him.
He's going to survive.
That's God Strength. That's BKB used. A lot committed here from the side of Spirit.
We'll push him away from the pit.
XXS.
He's caught in the silence. He's gone.
He didn't get the BKB off.
Oh. Yeah, he had it ready to go.
Yeah, it just gets chain stunned. A gem now picked up there from Team Spirit. That was XM's illusion, right? That they jumped on initially, so it was a little awkward at the start there from Spirit.
And Spirit will take that right. It stops XG from
Ame?
getting the Roche pit. And
He's just dead to Laurel.
smoke screen out. Nothing to be done. Nothing to save him with.
He's so... I've seen a couple of these deaths from Ame. When
That's the same spot he died at the end of the last game,
the same exact spot
That's
as
a
the last
dangerous
death.
spot for Arme.
Just gets caught. Waiting for the fight recap to show it.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, Laurel did. Yeah, he just went there very low HP.
That's it. That's his money for the full Ag's done.
Less than 900 HP. Laurel able to turn it. Pops the Greater Healing Lotus and turns it.
And Roshan moves to the top spot. They could let's just take the Roche for themselves, Spirit.
God Strength is still down, but they can start to hit it.
Yeah, they can do it without it.
I mean, Tiny's dead for 15 seconds.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to throw an Ice Blast, which they do have available on the side of XG. Because they should be very aware that this is happening. He's gonna toss it. But they're healthy.
Yeah, they're not going to mind too much about the connection of that. There's no one else nearby from Xtreme.
Man, that's such a huge kill that he's able to find on Ame.
They needed Arme alive.
He can't save him. He
No,
tries, but
can't save him. The Shard smoke screen doing wonders this game for Lal.
Up top two, Undyne. Collapse has found him. He's got Force Staff, he's got Ghost Scepter. But he's going down. Look at Rue giving it to Collapse. He could have dead shot and taken the kill, but he gives it to his core. Team player.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay, he did go the Axe. I prefer it. And I was saying the Disperser is a bit more risky. The Aghanim's, at least he can play where he can just jump inside of people and join them inside the arena. Feels nice to commit. More of a natural build.
Radiant's middle tower.
Can still go for the Disperser and the Nullifier or whatever he wants to afterwards. His Collapse. Setting up bottom. He's the one who's carrying the gem for the team.
Dire's top tower.
I mean, they're looking for Lal.
They're all connecting on the side of Spirit.
See if they can set up for him. They've got the dust down. The opening X, but here's Radan jumping in from the side. He'll get caught by the spear. Lal.
Laurel's still in trouble.
Tricks of the trade. Xingqiu's trying to chase him down. They've got the connection though with the ice buff on aboard Xingqiu. Lal will live. Xingqiu will
healed.
fall, and Radan
XM.
can run XM out of the fight and finish him off as well. Blinks over towards Undyne. They get a third kill as a team, and they lose nothing themselves there, Spirit.
And it's around the Tormentor timing as well. So perfect setup from them. Baiting Laurel.
They really wanted to get Lal. They got close.
The save though. He gets the jump away. I believe the Solar Crest comes out. Maybe a Lotus as well to pump him up with some HP. Didn't actually quite get to see if it was one of those. Either way, a huge fight for Spirit. Super prepared. They were getting the flank wraparound before it was even being set up there from the side of XG. see it again. I mean, look at them all positioned on the south side. I mean, Ame's not near his team here either, so this is a fight that XG's trying to do without their carry, and Spirit's just got everybody in time. I guess it was just a stick. Right, it was just a magic wand that ends up pumping up that extra HP for Laurel plus that Solar Crest.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Huge kills.
Radiant are scanning.
God Strength going to be back up in 20 seconds too.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I don't know if this Dazzle answer is now. Could definitely see other teams potentially think about it. The Riki is really incredible in terms of just being able to prevent those saves from the Dazzle. I mean, it is a lot about those.
They're going to try and fight this.
Radahn, God Strength cooldown still.
They'll look to just blow up Collapse again. This time, the arena is going to have to be dropped as well. So they can, as we're seeing multiple times, they'll throw everything down onto the Centaur to kill Collapse.
But it's always just the Centaur in most of these situations.
Yeah, everyone else always gets away.
Yeah. But that was a gem, so it's a high-value kill this time.
True,
right?
yeah, for sure. It still feels good for Xtreme to get that sort of opportunity.
It's really good when they're playing with Bounty and versus Riki that they can take away a gem. And speaking of that gem, Laurel gets the smoke down.
He's able to jump away. I mean, it's pretty tanky, and he's got Radahn by his side. Radahn's in! Straight out towards XXS. The Grave will come out. XXS able to back off with the help from XM.
But Laurel dodges that move. The attempted gank there from XG. Radahn, God Strength used, still tracked. Can't look for another play. They're actually pinging bottom. Since he's still tracked, maybe expecting him to go down here, but he's got buddies swinging over. Are they going to jump him here? Miposhka is very close. Ice Path cooldown for 3 seconds.
They look to Radahn. That's the jump from Laurel. The silence backs off as well, giving Radahn the space to back away. Ice Blast is going to get whiffed.
He tried for it there. Now the projection was also even casted, so that's going to be on cooldown for... I mean, why is this cooldown so low also? Jeez, this item. This ability. Spirit, getting a lot of farm on the supports is something I'm also keeping track of. Rue, very close to that Dream Aghanims that we talk about so often on the Muerto, one of the best ones. He's going to have it pretty much finished up too, so he's going to contribute a lot into these fights as well. Into that Mars arena, that extra control. They're going to smoke. God Strength's up in 20 seconds. Age is still for 40. Blink and that Harpoon on Radahn to stick on targets. Is XG going to be ready for this move? XXS is a very value kill, as we said, that gem. He'll be able to get away. Still going to look for something, though. 20 seconds on Aegis. Look at the line that they've drawn. They have that ward on the cliff side. I think it saw the Mars for a second. Spirit really trying to get something out of it. They don't have their Riki with them just yet. Laurel. Now spotted from Jin-Q. So now it could be XG the ones that look to make the move themselves. As the smoke expires, they see them on the ward.
They could find something here, maybe.
Spirit will back away. Jin-Q trying to get the track off.
He's keeping tabs on Laurel.
I mean, Laurel might actually have to go for something to get rid of this track. Nope. Yep, sorry, yep, he's got the disperser.
He's got it done now.
He's got something to be able to dispel it.
Yeah,
so that's going to be very nice.
There's your answer.
Yep.
Yeah. So now Jin-Q is not going to really have those opportunities to sort of set things up onto him. It's going to really take more aggressive plays, really from the cores of XG, right? You've got to look at Arme or XXS being the ones that are getting in there.
This disperser has so many different value things that it can get off, right? Even the poison touch in some situations can be devastating if they remove that off of the initial go, but yeah, the track is one of those big ones. And the mobility. XG looking to strike.
They really want to try and find some sort of action, really to get Arme involved, right? Because
he's not getting involved at all.
That's the thing, right? The farm's great, but you look at the KDA 0, 3, and 3. You compare that to what Radahn's been able to involve himself in 3, 2, and 6. They've just not been able to find those fights for Arme, despite the very impressive amount of farm that he does have on the Tiny.
He's keeping exactly up with this Sven.
He is,
and he's got the Revenant's Brooch now too, so that's why they want to get him involved versus the War Cry and the heavy armor. He's got that way to pierce through it. Laurel finds an amp damage. But limited vision that we see Spirit able to play with since they lost that gem earlier. XG's just been able to control it for the last few moments. Ame. There's that gem. BKB's popped.
Okay.
That's an early BKB. He wanted to get the catch. 90 seconds, they won't have it.
Yeah, that's
a pretty big deal.
rough. I mean,
Inevitable.
Yes, bleed for me.
Spirit. If they take the fight now, XXS might be limited in what he can offer.
Only the supports on the side of Spirit do have detection at the moment. Both teams, I mean, it's kind of like these mirror movements that's coming out from both teams. They're trying to fight on their own accord. How's XM doing on the Octarine? He's getting closer and closer. Not really changing his build too much from the standard. Not really adapting to the Riki besides just that 4-staff. I was wondering if maybe he does queue something else up to try to be able to play versus it, but looks like, yeah, just going to be full standard build. Ame's pivoted, right? Ame did adapt a bit with his build. Now he's going to go back to more of a standard, going for the Silver Edge afterwards. "20 seconds, so XG will get time to get their BKB back up. Looks like Spirit didn't want to push forward too hard into it. Do see top. You saw XM for a second. They have this ward bottom, so it's all about when they can get a fight with this information. So starting to set up. But XG also going to set up themselves, backing away. Laurel, the spear off the mark.
They'll get the smoke screen down, but they've caught him with the Hex.
They've got him.
It's a big one to find. Money goes the way of Undyne.
It's a big kill streak that they're able to stop there from Laurel. Unfortunate it doesn't go to a core, but nonetheless. Yeah, this gem is really opening up a lot for them to control. Getting these extra kills. Every single time Arena goes down, it feels like they've been able to find at least something. Spirit, though, with those BKBs used, with that Arena used, gonna look for a strike again themselves, just looking to play around those cooldowns. But XG, very split up again here to make sure they don't get caught.
Yeah, respecting the fact that Spirit do have this likelihood of making moves, even though they're down their mid. Ame did show bottom.
He did.
See if he's able to play his way out of this.
They're on top of him.
He's got the BKB. He's going to try and stand his ground, go for the TP here. Anything to stop it through it? There isn't. So Ame's away.
And no BKB piercing disables this game until they maybe get a basher on somebody. But the only one who can really do it is the Riki, I'd imagine. And now Roche. It's going to be what they set up for. But that is a BKB on Ame. So Spirit, they're going to prepare for this fight.
Radan very ready to go. With BKB and God Strength ready to press.
Spirit was able to play some vision up here too that's not been taken out from that gem. So they have some information here. This ward is scouting quite a bit here. Believe it sees Undyne and it caught a glimpse of Undyne. Or XM and Undyne. Smoke.
Let's see if Xtreme's ready for this one.
45-second BKB cooldown for Ame.
Dire's middle tower is
And they're backing off a bit, Xtreme.
Radan. Start at the mid tower. Glyph gets forced. Undyne, the AA.
They'll find him.
Easy kill.
Same time, they're split. They're looking for XM. Collapse. And
They're right on top of him.
They went straight up there to see if anyone was finding on this top side, and they find the big
That's
one.
just with the two of them.
Radiant's top tower.
Oh, they can either look for a fight or just go for that Roche. Now 75 seconds, no dazzle.
That's a long time. That was a big catch and a smart one to go for. You know, just not putting all their resources in on killing an AA, making sure they had someone sweeping top to try and make that play as well.
Like a really cool kind of split play that they went for there with that one ward that they had, right? That, well, the one ward they had on that north side near the Wandering Whirl River area. It did not get taken out from the gem, and now Roche dying fast. Xinkyu, can he do some type of
he might
force?
go
I
for
think
the
he's
force
gonna
play.
Steal, right?
He's going to try it.
There's an ice path to cover, though.
Let's see if he does it.
Muska's going to throw the ice path down.
Come on, Xinkyu.
It's too.
Nah, he doesn't want to do it. Or does he? Nah, he's not going to force himself in.
Maybe if he had the AA blast
True.
sooner. Jump in mid, Ame. We'll find a catch.
But can he get out? He's got the BKB.
No TP available.
No, that. So they're going to try and chase this. Collapse in with the Who's Stomp, but it's going to force the BKB out from XXS. So Xtreme, they'll get their heroes out.
Two BKBs used again.
And just killing them away, so that's all they get with it.
Spirit.
Because now, yeah, Spirit can push on with the Aegis on Radahn, and the idea that these BKBs aren't going to be there for Xtreme to try and respond. So these tier 2s could be under threat.
Yeah, God's Strength is going to be on cooldown for a bit here, but yeah, those BKBs being on cooldown is... I mean, they need those BKBs so badly to be able to prevent these chain stuns that are coming out from Spirit.
Yeah.
Tower top. There's no glyph. They forced it earlier.
Because again, just with how close the numbers are and how good the farm is on Arme, they just haven't really been able to find many opportunities at all to get their Tiny involved in the action.
It feels like it really is for them. It's a 4 protect 1 fully, but for Spirit it feels like they are scaling on multiple different fronts with Laurel having this big farm, the Centaur as well, and even the supporting cast. It feels like they do quite a bit more than the Bounty and the AA at these points, just in terms of control and team fight. Laurel is pivoting his build a little bit. Usually he waits to get this for quite some time on the Ricky, but can absolutely understand why when he's playing versus the Mars.
Xingqiu showing bottom.
Easy kill. Level 25's been hit. Radahn, he takes the stun instead of going for the damage. It does provide you damage in a way, right, with your Vanquisher.
Yep.
So
extension to the 30% bonus, really, basically, for an extra second.
I actually kind of like this. I don't know. I like when I see people vary in some of these talent choices.
Yeah, makes these sort of plays easier to do, right, where you're not having to commit the God Strength.
Yeah.
You know, you can hold back on it because you're going to have that good damage anyway around the stuns. We'll see what... Ooh. Okay.
Nice blast.
They've got the backup. Memposhka will try and get out, but Arme will be able to finish him. Turn towards Radahn. They'll take him out the once. They clean up Collapse.
That's a big catch from Arme.
Very nice. Can they do it a second time round? Radahn's going to get the blink off. He's going to try and turn with the God Strength for the BKB. Looking towards Arme. Dust is out. He's got the stun. Radahn. Shallow Grave's about to come to an end. Radahn, can he finish up the kill? He can't. Arme forced back to safety. They keep the Tiny alive, but now they can look to maybe get back in. With the Hex off. Onto Radahn.
Do they have the follow-up? No blink.
They're trying to close in on him. Should be able to get the blink off here. So Radahn will make it out of there, but good saves from Xtreme. And Arme, this is the thing, right? We are seeing when he's in position, he does have the power. He is massive on the Tiny.
So much just about vision, really. Just being able to have that high ground ward. He sees that they were isolated for a second there, and he can jump. It allows XM to actually play his hero. A couple of these fights, XM hasn't been able to do that with the Nothel. This time he can, and now Radahn, they get a successful scan on him.
I mean, can these heroes mess with him, though? Just the three of them. It's, I guess with the Ice Blast.
They probably need a little more.
Yeah.
The three of them.
And even if they did get him, they're probably going to lose lives themselves if they go for the play there. They can look for something easier here around the mid.
Off the mark with the spear.
And Rue.
Still is going to tick out.
Isha Bright. Yeah, he's going.
Where is he?
Is he? It's close.
It's close, actually. The Glimmer might have been enough,
that honestly might have done it. Yeah, it was close. They get him out of there. Whew. It's a close one there for Root. They're still sticking around here, Xtreme. They're ready to go again.
XXS.
Oh, they're going to go onto Collapse, but the BKB's there. XXS also popping his BKB. He'll jump the arena now. Onto the two of them. Collapse is able to break out with the remainder of his BKB. The space is there for Arme to take the tower. Lal jumps in. Big hits coming in, though, from Arme. That's half of Lal's HP. Yeah, Lal has to jump away. They'll pop the Stampede now.
Don's here.
He's ready to go. Looks straight over towards Arme, trying to cut down the Tiny. Can he do it in time? Arme's going to get the chance to run. Arme will live. Radahn turns his efforts back.
Stomp on the back.
Collapse in with the two-man Who Stomp. Ice Path to follow up onto Undying. They kill off the AA. Arme TP's out along with XM, but the support will get left behind.
Xingqiu.
Another stun to fly from Radahn. They get the 3 kills. They don't get the 2 bigger ones, but they're still able to very much push back Xtreme. As Xtreme got the tier 2.
A little overzealous on the side of Xtreme that time. Diving forward with the Mars Arena, not catching, not knowing where the Sven is either. His God Strength's coming back up, and he just waits to be able to jump in for that perfect moment. And then Collapse gets the follow-up on the back line.
Yeah. I mean, we're still seeing very much like how tanky Arme is, right? Really we're having Radahn go fully out onto the Tiny, but time is there for Arme to get away, be able to get forced to safety.
But all the other heroes just continue to struggle in both
they could die very easily to Radahn.
Radahn with a little clever blink dodge play there on the poison touch. Bottom tower looks like it's going to fall to the catapult, but they're getting the push going. 25 seconds, no Mars.
Yeah, they don't want to use the buybacks, of course, you're on Xtreme.
When the Mars comes back up, God Strength's pretty much back for Radahn as well. Okay. Just a range Rex. They'll back away with that. I think Xingqiu is able to take the gem during all that situation, by the way. He just sent his courier toward mid and was able to grab it. But yeah, we see here, the initial go, it's just not great. Like, the BKB still active for collapse. XXS isn't able to land that spear onto Miposhka, and from there, it's a big hit that comes out from the Tiny.
Indeed, that's half his health with one hit from Arme to
But it's all patience from Yatoro. You hear that God strength, and then boom, he goes for the jump.
And just there was a moment there, was kind of one hit away from killing Arme.
Yep.
But good saves coming in.
If the dead shot, I think, connected from Rue, they probably will be able to kill. But I think Rue was aiming to catch the dazzle in the back with the dead shot, perhaps.
Yeah, Collapse doing a lot as well. You know, if they don't succeed on killing him, he will be ready to hover around the edge of the team fight and find those opportunities to get back in and enable his team to chase down those additional kills at the end of the attempt.
Gleipnir's done, so it gives him a little extra from the AA. Xingqiu hasn't gotten too much extra progression, but I just see two big ones coming out for the side of Spirit. Level 20 on Jakiro, level 20 on Muerta. 2 dead shot charges with the Aghanims and longer ice paths, so more and more control that they're starting to get in their draft.
Yeah. And Miposhka, you know, he's not too far away from being able to treat himself to the Wind Waker.
That is actually true. Yeah, his Yules did end up saving his life there.
Yeah.
He is 8-4-12. You know, he did mention how he's been having some spectacular Jakiro games. He's definitely another one of them. Starting to get a pretty commanding lead now at this point in terms of golden experience. 7 levels ahead on top of that 12k gold lead. And they've bought themselves a secondary gem now. So Laurel, he's going to be carrying down in the front lines. And soon to have Nullifier also. So these defensive items that we've seen from the supports, they're going to have more answers for. Tormentor. They have a ward on top of it. So are they going to send the AA Blast? They are. Miposhka gets put in the cart. Luru, is he going to get so lucky to survive with the Glimmer?
I think he's dead, right?
I think the Glimmer might even...
Is he going to save him?
No, he's dead. But Miposhka probably gets saved from the cart because he was taking that extra damage.
Yeah.
Predicting play there from Collapse. Protecting his buddy. He can only protect one, though. Sorry, Rue. Not this time. Shift now toward top.
How does it work if you get refreshed? Can you cart 2 people at the same time? Or does it just override the first one?
I actually have never seen... I believe you can only do one. I've never seen double cart, so I think it's just one, but I've never seen it, so... This cart can be incredibly impactful because the concept around XG's draft is blowing up that one target inside the arena, right? He could just completely counter that.
Because this is the thing, well, as long as Collapse is BKB, right, if he picks someone up, he can take them out of the arena, right?
Yep.
It takes them through the wall.
Yep.
So indeed, could be massive saves coming in from Collapse with the workhorse.
Yeah, cool build. Haven't gotten to see it as much lately. We don't get to see as much Centaur.
Yeah, I think it was just what the 4 games, and I think only has won the once this tournament.
Which was one XXS, if I'm not mistaken. He had that explosive Centaur performance.
Yeah, he did have a great one.
Yeah.
So they, Xtreme themselves, they know how good the Centaur can be. They definitely respect their hero. And Radahn, he's ready to treat himself to his next time. He's pretty stacked.
He's gonna have to look to replace stuff soon.
Harpoon out.
Oh, okay. I mean, these Butterflies, I feel like Butterfly's actually gone up in how good it is lately because nobody's buying MKB.
Yeah, who wants to buy an MKB?
Nobody wants to anymore.
No.
Everyone wants Revenant's Brooch. Ame. Arcane Rune. We saw how much... Yes, it was a Morphling Butterfly in that last game, of course, but we saw how much the Butterfly was able to do. Nobody could stand toe-to-toe with you.
Yeah, it's just so good against Tiny.
Yeah.
Having that little bit of evasion.
No boots means he does have to rely on Swift Blink, but they have a lot of control. Jump.
Success.
It's on Collapse.
Gonna try and make a move for this. See what they can get here. Now we got the spear over towards him. Let's see how BKB get out of this, and Arme just gets cleaned up in the middle of the fight. They can't save him this time. He is dead for 100 seconds.
They tried to go for the really tanky target, I guess because he has the Ags and they can't go on anybody else, but...
And because they have been getting away with that play earlier through the game, right? They've been able to...
The jump, Collapse, he brings him in.
Another one, there we go. And he goes on the cart.
That was cool. Brings him in, then blinks forward to allow Radahn to get those extra hits. 80 seconds, no Tiny.
Yeah, he's 1,500 gold short of the buyback, Arme.
Explosive damage from Radahn. Lift gets popped. They can look to probably continue here.
They can get quite a bit from this.
At least they can go 2 sets, and then they can, if they want, back up for that Roche, since it is up. Buyback comes out, Undying.
All right. They still might stick around anyway just to see if they can force out the potential buyback. At least, you know, they're not going to be 100% that he doesn't have the money on Tiny. So they want to keep pushing. Let's see what happens with this.
Looks like they're going to stick around. Laurel, jump.
They're getting for the space for this. They've got the rain tracks. Collapse.
Tiny soon respawning. They're going to give respect to that. They'll back up for the rush. Bottom tower, in the meantime, did take a hefty beating. It was a double or triple creep wave that XG did have coming in with double catapult.
And XXS does now have the refresher, so can make some pretty crazy plays with the double hexes, double arenas.
The execution is much harder for him to do, but it's going to have to be pretty much perfect for him to have a chance now in these upcoming fights.
It is, and it really feels like they have to be so careful about having Arme at the front of the fights, right? They
He has to
need
join
his
later.
damage.
I feel like he can't be one of the ones to join first.
Nah, he can't be the first to go.
A blast, no connect, Roshan's already gone.
Oh, XXS, he's in. He does get the Spirit on towards Lal. They'll kill Lal off.
BKB, refresher.
Collapse. He's going to look to try and take Radahn potentially out of this, or no, maybe they're going to stick around and just look to turn and kill XXS. He'll get graved for now. He'll get the second arena out. He's going to try and run. He will live. Turns with the spear. XXS gets away with this. Now Arme pulls himself in over towards Collapse. Radahn going to run over towards the back lines. Looking to extend the Stampede as well, coming into play from Collapse. They're using it though to retreat. Arme, Avalanche onto the both of them, trying to get him with a hit on towards Radahn, but the card's out. Now Collapse takes Radahn back in on top of Xingqiu. The Bounty Hunter falls.
XXS looking to jump again.
He gets another hex. Onto Collapse, but the fear. He's free with the Aghanim Deadshot, catches onto XXS, pushes him back. It's another buyback coming out here. Both teams using just the one support buyback for this. Xingqiu's coming out towards the end.
XXS barely surviving the Victory Feast heal. Actually ends up keeping him alive, I think, right at the end there when he gets the last hit.
He's doing what he can here, XXS. Making some big, heavy moves.
That was crazy.
Try and set up the fight.
They will be able to get Laurel, but they don't end up cleaning up Radahn. And they do end up having to use a buyback, but so does Vru. But the Aegis, it was claimed, so Radahn does have that one out there ready. So many different... So you have to...
Yep.
I mean, Ame needs to join late, but he also needs to just be very wary of this Wind Waker now finish from Miposhka and the cart. It's just so many different elements that they have to get through. Is that a beacon?
Oh, there we go.
He dropped his BKB.
I think to grab the Aegis, right? He had to, he'd already pressed it, right?
He's looking at the smile. He's like, oh, thank goodness.
He had to put something on the ground to grab it.
I was wondering what he had dropped for a second, too, but he picked up the banner instead.
And he did the match. That's probably the least valuable item, right?
No, the banner. What do you mean? He doesn't need to have a banner.
He's got the banner. Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry, yeah, he could have kept that in. he didn't want to let him have anything, Radahn. And he doesn't. He gets to keep it all.
I mean, the cheese, right? He's probably just like spam clicking, so you just got all three of them.
Yeah, we'll see him. Yeah, he was thinking about it. I was going to ask you about that because he had the Moonshot queued up, but he has now gone back for the Axe. Oh no, now he's gone back for the Moonshot. I mean, is the Aghanim Sven just that bad nowadays that you're buying it after the Moonshot?
I'm just seeing nobody buy it.
Yeah. And he'll get it eventually, especially if this game continues with how much money he's picking up. But yeah, once you get the Moonshot first, Radahn.
Both are fine. I mean, both can be quite good in this game, especially. So.
Yeah, you can understand why the attack speed is going to be favorable now. Just wants to be able to just blow up these heroes with the God Strength.
Yeah, he's already been eviscerating them. Why not add a little bit more to it?
And massive levels as well, level 28.
51 minutes. Getting to this late game. He eats the Moonshard.
And we sort of, we're seeing the potential from Arme's Tiny kind of in that one fight, right? Other than that, it's been very hard still for Arme to get the opportunity to clean up these kills.
Yeah, it just still feels the execution is so much harder from the side of XG to get those type of catches because they only really have one catch. They only have one control that comes from XXS. Yeah, he's got Refresher, but it feels like it's all up to him to get that dream setup while Spirit just have coverage of so many different plethoras of stuns from either the Centaur, the Ice Pass, the Sven. Yeah, everybody's got extra disables.
Yeah, and just the constant smoke screens here and there.
They are
being
problematic.
Spammed out.
Yeah.
6-second duration, 11-second cooldown. Multiple in the fights. You got to make sure that that initial jump from XXS is pretty perfect.
And most of, almost all the damage, honestly, XXS did quite a bit there, but yeah, Ame is going to have to be able to deal out so much damage in these next few fights.
Yeah, if Ame's not in a position, if they're not able to sort of set the fights up so Ame can get the hits in, they're just not killing these heroes.
I don't blame him for queuing this up on Ame.
Yep.
Queuing up the Swift Blink next, because he needs to be able to get into the fight faster than just waltzing in with Silver Edge. Might need both of them.
Yeah, I imagine he'll also get rid of the Harpoon to hold the Swift Blink?
Definitely feels like it.
Yeah, I think he will.
I just want him to
sell
have the instant jump when the instant jump happens.
If he sells
no
it, does he have the money?
hesitation.
This is the question. Does he sell it to have the money, or do you try and hold for the buyback? Because again, he's spending up.
Anyway,
yeah.
So. Not sure. Gonna be up to him.
I know he has to sort of take these risks. 52 minutes in, 16k lead here for Spirit.
Brew, full BKB for him too. Yeah, the scaling just, it feels like it's growing more and more for Spirit, while for XG, they're passing their timings, it feels like, to be able to really hold on to this game. Radon, Aegis still, 30 seconds. Yeah, Brew has had a very good time on this Muerta, as we've seen throughout this tournament. 0-6 this game, but either way, he's been doing his job. And there's the blink.
Yeah, he's going to spend up. Yep.
Sold the harpoon.
Oh, no, he kept the harpoon.
Oh, he kept the harpoon. Okay. Either way, you can he needs this, right? He needs to have the instant follow-up for the Mars Arena. But that does mean he's all in.
And no buyback.
They're just farming the map. Up to 21k lead. Radon might actually be able to get the Aghanims. Might be able to get that Ags as well as having that Moonshard for the next fight prepared. Incredible amounts of farm from him. Collapse also. They're all just hitting creeps for now. Knowing that XG is scared to come outside and fight. Laurel is saving his gold, so he does have buyback. What's that buyback status actually looking like? 3 of the heroes on the side of Spirit have it, only 2 on the side of XG at the moment. Numbers are absolutely going to be there for Spirit. Look at the ward coverage they've got as well too, so they'll be able to see if XG does come outside of the space.
Yeah, it's tough.
It really is. 25 has been hit now too for Laurel, so he can get that dispel off with the tricks. Multiple different dispels for him. And even Miposhka will be treating himself to farming some Ancients.
That's not right.
Oh, they're chilling here, Spirit.
They truly are.
They know how much of a tough position they've got XG held in right now.
XG has this ward on the outside on the right, but going for collapse, not something you want to do as
They're
collapse
thinking about, I mean, they're coming out.
Okay, they have a ward here. Do they go for Miposhka? Or are they going to actually try?
They're going to try.
They're going to try for
They
it.
get the opening Hex. Ice Blast. Amazing with the damage. That'll do it.
Able to break that. Lincoln's there. Nicely done there from Jinkyu.
It's a good play. It's a good play, but what can they do with this 100 seconds? They've got to go for more.
Got to chase for more. Yeah. They do have a secondary arena, so they can look for that next target.
Yeah, big items on XM. He's got that, yeah, nullifier done.
Spirit definitely getting punished a little bit there for being completely split up, but the question is now for XG is if they can get another move out of it.
Yeah,
60
can they go
seconds,
for anything else?
no Centaur. Roche,
Yeah,
we're going to see in about 20 seconds how long till it does respawn.
sure.
Ooh, and an amp damage does spawn in the top lane. 25's been hit for XXS. We saw 26 was actually hit there for XM, so the weave, I mean, the longer duration teamfights could actually start being pretty good for the side of XG if XM is able to survive. But just such explosive jump from both sides. There's the Aghanims.
Yeah, Radon's pretty much done. The only other thing he could treat himself to is really what Refresher.
Yep.
But literally slotted up and very close to level 30.
And we're getting closer and closer toward those tier 5s. 3.5 minutes.
We're probably going to get some.
Don't say that. Every time we say that, we
That's true.
don't get
Extreme stepping outside of the base. Remember, if any sort of fight goes wrong, Arme does not have buyback.
Yep. How close is he? He's actually getting pretty close, right? He's 900
still
away.
1,000 gold.
So
needs a kill or two.
Almost everyone has buyback except for Ame. Laurel with an amp damage here.
Popping the God Strength. Ready for the fight. They're going to get the jump on Jinkyu.
Instantly dead. And he still does not have his buyback. 300 gold away from it. He's dead for a long time since he used his in the previous fight. Roche.
I mean, they might not try and do anything with that because they just want to hold on and wait for this Roshan team spirit.
So it's I can never do the math. What is it, like 30 seconds, 40 seconds that it says on the little timer thing? I don't know. Whatever. I'm so bad at telling the time on this thing.
Yeah, I think that's yeah.
About 30, right?
It's going to be very
20
soon.
to 30 seconds. So it's going to be back up pretty soon, which means there's going to be no Jin Q, which it's their scouting element to be able to get the jumps.
Yeah, he was sort of the potential to steal last time. Didn't go for it, of course, but
oh, it's actually on quite. Yeah, it was about 20 seconds, right?
it's going.
Oh, I like this camera. This is nice. Okay, take it
Nice and close.
Take it easy. There we go.
All right, here we have it. Roshan.
And well, bam.
Yeah. They're toying around with the idea of just trying to finish this Rax. XXS is going to drop the arena.
Oh, cart.
He's going to get it onto the
Doesn't
turn.
catch
He's
it.
ready for the refresher as well for the second round. The Wind Waker will be there to allow Radahn to get broken out of the combo. Now with the Stampede and the BKBs, they do manage to retreat.
The Pushka.
He gets left behind. Good effort, though, there from XXS to try and catch the two of them. Does manage to, but they don't quite have the damage follow-up there to blow them up.
They drop the gem now, and they see that the Rosh is up. So Miposhka, he actually swung his courier over with that gem that we're seeing a lot of teams doing.
They'll back
now
up
they
for
scout,
this.
and they can back up for it. But they do lose their Jakiro. I believe he was carrying the other gem, too, so Undyne was at least able to claim that one out of the kill that they did. But that was a big commitment. That was a refresher from XXS. So for the next fight, they don't have it ready if it is around the Rosh. They're probably just going to have to sack it.
Yeah, I think Roshan, they just have to let go Spirit's way.
They did get time to get these buybacks, so I think everybody in the game is
getting
about
close.
to have that buyback.
Yeah.
So we could have that 10 on 10.
We're going to get some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
This game's getting pretty wild. And of course, XG, you know, they're trying to hold on here.
They're looking for the potential jump.
Arme, he'll show himself.
This is bold without an arena.
They've got the God Strength. Who's stopped to set up onto Arme? Radahn makes the jump over towards him. The smoke screen's down. Can they get him out of here? They get the Grave off. But
He's still
Arme,
stuck.
he's going down.
A bold attempt without arena. Shot will also connect on the 3 in the back line. Laurel wants to chase.
Could definitely be the chance for Spirit to try and force out that tiny buyback if they want to. We'll see where they want to go, because Roshan's still there. They could still just settle for that and take the kill as it is.
I guess they're trying to make like a heads-up move. They're probably like, oh, Spirit won't expect this. We don't have arenas ready. If we can catch them split up on these. But it's such a risky play.
With Tiny, with Arme at the front like that.
And it's when Roche is up too, so it's just a super risky play that they go for there. But maybe feeling like they had to. Either way. They do force Miposhka's buyback, but they do lose Ame. 60 seconds.
Here he goes, taking what refresher shard.
There you go. Radahn doesn't have to buy it if he's
He
just
doesn't.
for free.
He has got everything he could dream for right now in this event.
We're about to get it. 6 seconds. So neutral items. Is Spirit going to look to clean up those camps?
We'll see if XG is able to get some Madstone themselves.
Looks like they're just going to push. They just want to get that melee Rex first.
40 seconds, no Tiny. Radahn's in.
He'll just put him in the cart to be safe. And back it up. Now it's neutral time. See what they get. Radahn, I mean, Spider Legs definitely look pretty value when you've got no boots if he wants to do something like that. Or he can get the fleet-footed plus something else. We'll have to see which choices he goes for once they get those neutrals. Well, XXS, let's see what they're able to get. He's starting to farm this right side. They get the scan off on top of him. Maybe expecting a lot of heroes on that side there, though.
Then back to the high ground for Xtreme. As Cube.
Level 30 has been hit, by the way, from Radahn.
Yeah, he's pretty much, he's
maxed.
completed the game.
Yep.
Radiant are scanning.
Completed the tutorial, the campaign, everything has been done.
100% completion here from Radahn.
Miposhka buys a blink after he uses his buyback, so he has a way to play in and out of that arena, perhaps. See what they're able to find. I mean, you see, any chance they get, Undyne like flies outside of the base, immediately tries to get some farm going for them. They're all trying to acquire these Mad Stones.
Very scary one here for Xtreme. And just the question is, yeah, how does Arme sort of like accelerate this build to the next step now? He's getting the money, but what can you where can you really go at this point with the Tiny? Does it have to be considering the MKB because of the butterfly?
I actually was gonna say I think it is still the MKB,
Yeah.
but it's awkward with his build. Like, what do you want to get rid of really? Is it still just the harpoon?
I think it's probably the harpoon, right?
Because SNY is 2
MKB
value in most situations to get rid of, so.
I think that kind of has to be the one to switch out.
He's queuing up the refresher, so
okay.
It's like,
just has to have what double BKB ready for the fights.
I guess so, yeah.
Are scanning.
Timeless Minotaur Horn for Rue.
All right. Let's see what Radahn wants to go for. He's got his options. Probably just Magic Lamp, right?
Either, yeah, I think Magic Lamp or you just keep the Mindbreaker.
Magic Lamp Titanic sounds pretty good.
Magic Lamp, yep.
Yeah.
It's very good whenever it's about a lineup that's about popping one single target. Magic Lamp, I think, is one of the better neutral items at that tier 5. And he gets, Titanic, so status resist and extra damage.
Yeah, and the XPM enchantment can be really nice for some of these heroes. Boscher's going to have that with him. Try and catch up in the levels.
He's level 25 now. That dual breath range starts to be pretty ridiculous pretty fast once you get these levels up.
That's 30k leader here against
Growing
Xtreme.
and growing. Minotaur Horn also for Laurel. Spider Legs for Collapse.
Always in. Done. Ready to see what they do.
Banners down.
XXS in with a jump. Gonna try and go for this, but the BKB Zara Ice Blast comes in, does connect onto Radahn. XXS incredibly tanky as the second arena off, but misses the second spear. Collapse has been able to take Radahn out of the fight here with the cart. He's ready to try and bring him back in. Arme has to run with the remainder of this BKB. He'll get the avalanche off, can create the distance. They'll turn, get the Shadow Poison ahead, back onto Radahn.
That is their double go, though. That is both of the arenas. Even though XXS is super durable, they don't get a kill out of it.
Spirit, with this knowledge, they can step back up. Radahn. Let's get jumped by Arme, but then they turn straight over towards Arme. Radahn does fall the once, but he's going to be back for round 2 here off the back of the Aegis. Avalanche from Arme catching on to him, and the BKB is at the ready. Radahn can run back to safety. I mean, XXS is going to try and chase, because they're to protect him. They're looking towards Radahn, but Collapse picks Radahn up. He's ready to bring him back in. Jumps in. Hoostop onto Arme. Radahn has the damage. Cuts Arme down. He's gone for 100. XXS to die. They'll triple buyback.
Patience from Spirit, resetting the fight over and over again, waiting for that one opportunity that they see Arme. They can bring him down in an instant.
Yeah, get the 3 buybacks out of them. Team Spirit themselves, they did use the 1 buyback for Lal to keep the pressure up, but obviously the bigger damage consistently being done to that of Xtreme.
Just trade of cooldowns, right? You see that Refresher Shard coming into play there from Radahn. Now he's going to buy in his own Refresher Orb, so he's got that secondary BKB for the next fight also.
Yeah, he really does have everything.
Yeah, and this card is doing so much work, really, from Collapse, just being able to pull him in and out of fights.
Yeah, it's just that extra sort of layer to the fights that XG have to have in mind, that Collapse is just making it so difficult for them to find clean efforts to go.
I mean, it essentially feels like Radahn almost has like 3 BKBs because of that, right? Because he can just get pulled out of the arena an extra time because of it. I actually think Collapse might even go. I see he's got S and Y queued up, but I wouldn't blame him to go for Refresher himself, too. Get a secondary BKB plus Workhorse plus everything could work really nicely with Radahn, too.
I mean, the thing is...
So much gold, though. So
Workhorse is already... It's relatively low cooldown, right? So highly likely you get a couple off in the fights like this.
I was just saying more for like the secondary BKB, because then you can bypass the arena in order to grab his ally.
Jinkyu.
Rue.
Risky stuff here from Xtreme. There are a few deaths away from losing this game. They've got to play it perfectly now.
Now on the high ground too, you could still see that they're pretty terrifying in terms of just like these ice vortexes and leaves starting to stack up. But as soon as they leave that high ground protection, that's when Spirit's able to really capitalize and just kill them all. Level 27 for Miposhka. The Wise is kicking in.
So again, yeah, but Arme with his options.
What's he thinking?
Harping was out, Lincoln's was in.
Okay.
And then queuing up, just trying to get some evasion online from himself next.
It is very difficult for him to itemize. Refresher's about to be back up for Radahn. They're probably waiting for that before they look to go for this next strike.
Does mean Refresher's there for XXS.
Yes, his is back up, but they don't have buyback on the 2 main cores. They have one on the Dazzle, but not on the 2 frontliners.
It's just XXS and Radahn have to jump the same target. Sorry, no, XXS and Arme. And ideally Radahn, but Radah's going to put the BKB.
He's just committing for the Megas.
He's one more hit, he'll get it. So the Mega Creeps are out, Radahn backs off.
The first Superman stun that we've seen, he'll back away.
Man, quite a while as well. When was the last time I saw one of those on a stand?
That was the first time he's casted it. The whole game,
but I think ever, right? Nobody buys the Ags, but in a game like this where Radahn could buy everything, it was the ultimate last thing, okay, other than the Refresher that he bought for his build. But indeed, we're getting to see it here today. He's got a lot of money on top of that. I mean, he's getting. You can still buy moon shards for your teammates, right?
Yep. You can also buy the gems for your poor little supporters who want some extra items.
I wasn't thinking about the supporters. I was thinking about maybe getting treating Laurel to a moon shard.
Laurel, treat Rue. I'm just kidding.
That's
I'm just kidding. Rue is more of a spellcaster at these builds. Yeah. The new the new well, I say the new, but the Muertas of this time don't go for the scaling anymore. They go for just constant control in team fights. XG is getting outside the base. Looking for a potential collapse.
Ooh,
Lincoln's.
That's the BKB here.
Lincoln's protects him versus that Hex.
So pretty impressive that XG are able to get out of the base like this when they're 42k behind.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a very cool move that they're able to sneak out there, not spotted by anybody from Spirit. What other neutrals are going to get claimed here?
See what XM's able to get. What's he going to be going with?
I mean, Book of the Dead looks like the best, unless you want some type of like weird positioning thing for Fallen Sky. They're probably discussing it.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's just going to be Book of the Dead. It works nice with his heal, right? With the Shadow Wave.
True.
It's not massive.
And they just need anything that he can get to try and relieve the pressure of these mega
true.
creeps.
Very, very true.
Try and get some of the waves, push back in their favor.
An audacious Book of the Dead now also for X success, so yeah, lots of Book of the Deads.
Spirit. They can look to wait out their next Roche if they want to. A couple of minutes until we see that.
Yep. They've got all the information. The Megas are always going to be pushing. I think I mentioned this yesterday too. Yep. We probably don't have a staff for this, but maybe at some point I do want to hear from somebody. Like I feel like this tournament or this patch currently, I'm not seeing teams able to recover versus Megas very well. Just seems much harder
it's tough.
than before.
Fourth Book of the Dead, right?
Wait, how many in total in the game?
They got 4 Book of the Deads here.
Okay, so just like you said, defending versus those Megas seems to be the end-all be-all for them. While for the side of Spirit, Minotaur Horns to be able to disengage out of the arena seems to be their priority.
Oh, nice. Yatoro's doing it as well. He's been a bro.
Is he?
Yeah, he's buying a moonshot for his mate. Nice.
Did he already buy one for? I think he already maybe bought one for Laura, and I didn't notice. Because Laura already.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he did, because you would have had the money. Okay, so this is actually the money to buy
so
another
rich.
one. You said what? He's giving that to Rue? Well, mate.
Sure. I mean, why not? Whatever.
Actually, he switched up again. He wanted the MKB, but his courier just got sniped. Did have the Demon Edge on.
I mean, we did feel like he needed it a while ago.
Yeah, no Demon Edge for 3.5 minutes.
He's going to be delaying that one. 46,000 gold lead. Continues to just grow and grow and grow. And as the time ticks by, it just gets better and better for Miposhka, right? He's like, I'm level 28, getting close to level 30 on this Jakiro too. All these things do start to add up.
Playing it very safely, Team Spirit. No need to risk this.
How's the buyback status looking? They might look to go...
Well, before these 2 minutes are up,
I think
try and
before
punish
the
the buybacks.
minutes. Maybe if they get a Roche, it actually looks like it's going to be a very quick spawn. If they can get a Roche and then force it afterwards, that's probably going to be the call for
It's going to be pretty tight, though. Like, there likely will be the chance for Xtreme to rely on these buybacks again. Obviously, a little short on the money on Arme, still needs 1,600.
True. And he might not actually have enough, because he might actually feel like he needs the MKB
Or just to
swap
spend
it out,
up.
and he doesn't have the
Sure.
gold, so yeah.
And either way, they are going to have the chance to hold again with the buybacks. I think I don't see Spirit rushing this last minute.
I like how no one's been doing Tormentor in this game too after like the first 2.
Yeah, it's kind of been chilling there, right?
Just like chilling. It's just been there. Like,
How many people haven't got their shards? How's the shards looking?
I think everyone but Rue has it, right?
Yeah, on the side of Spirit, that's true.
Dazzle doesn't have one either.
Okay, just missing a shard on both sides. And Dazzle,
Dazzle's is actually pretty big too, to be honest with you. But I guess he hasn't really been getting jumped in most of these scenarios anyway, so it doesn't actually have to have that cast while disables. But it doesn't increase your healing by a whatever. He wants the bigger item. He's got the rapier queued. Don't blame him.
But I think we're done. Okay, it's on the courier. I was going to say he dropped the Roshan banner down by the low sword, but he's getting it picked up by his courier instead.
Aghanim is for Miposhka, as you said.
He's got a smoke as well.
Scale. Is there going to be a different choice?
Yeah, we're getting that chance to re-roll your tier 5s.
What do they want?
Probably still wants the magic lamp, honestly. When we're done.
Got his choice.
Nice, take the Stygian. All right, all in on the damage. Love it. And I like taking the boundless. I was thinking about this before.
Oh, the attack range.
When you're in the cart, right, you're getting driven around.
Cool.
Having that extra bit of attack range when you're in the back of the workhorse cart can be very nice as the Sven.
Oh, that's going to be weird to look at. This Sven's going to have insane attack range.
Yep.
He's switching the build, too.
Okay, what we got?
He's going for the Daedalus now.
Oh, what was that? Revenant's broke out,
Revenant's
DOTA in.
out, DOTA in, so he
Yeah.
wants just raw damage.
Yeah, makes sense.
Especially
Now he's got
with
the
the
Stygian.
Stygian. Yep.
Exactly, yeah. More all in on the physical. Seems pretty good. 4 Minotaur Horns. So yeah, 4 Minotaur Horns
It's so good versus
against
Mars.
4 Book of the Deads.
Yeah. It's so good versus Mars, though, right? Playing
Which
with this
wins?
Minotaur Horn. Well, the team with the Mega Creeps is looking
They're
pretty
probably in the better spot. Yeah, I'd agree with that. 48k advantage still here for Spirit.
good. Looking to strike. Buybacks are back available.
They're going to have them. Pretty much everyone's going to have them, yeah. Just waiting for Mosquito to get that final 100 or so gold.
He'll have it right up this bottom wave. The dual breath will finish off the creep wave.
I could be pretty crazy.
Here come the Megas. This could just be a full commit base also that Spirit can go for with this Stygian Deso.
I mean, he's 20 more seconds here on Arme, and he can get his MKB. Oh, they're looking at the jump potential. They get the dead shot in.
Minotaur Horn popped. By the way, they
what's he
also...
going to sell to get the MKB, you reckon? Do you get rid of the brooch to get the MKB on the Tiny?
Probably? I don't know. I'm not sure anymore at this point. We've been seeing him changing up the build so much.
And he's going to have to make that decision soon because the courier's back up so he can get access to the Demon Edge. He's going to make the jump.
They're in. Laurel?
Straight away,
Gets
look for him. Collapse is going to be able to pick him up in the cart and get him out of there. XXS to fall. They turn towards Arme. The Grave comes out. Can they bail Arme out of this one? Collapse is in. Who stop connects?
3-man dead shot.
Arme's still alive. He will get back to the fountain. Now they can maybe turn back towards Collapse.
The
Refresh
buildings.
from XXS. Gets the second arena down. Spear over towards him. They'll take Collapse out. Did cost them the 2 buybacks there from both XXS and Undyne to fight back.
Radon.
Well, they'll get the Hex from XXS on towards him, but running out of spells to throw down on Radon. Xingqiu pushing forward Arme as well. Lal still
Radon,
very low.
He still has a secondary BKB God Strength. He did
Okay.
pop the refresher.
They've got eyes, they get the guy never. Radon straight back in on them. He gets the sun out of the 2 of them. Turns towards Undyne, takes the AA out. Kills off Xingqiu. Xingqiu will buy back immediately. Auto projection holding him back. Arme's
That's
back
spot
in.
back too.
Smoke screens down.
Arme.
Arme's just dead.
Deleted.
Triple kill for Radon. Arme's still got the buyback. He'll use his now. Ice Path from Miposhka connects on towards XXS. The silence there causing issues for XM as he's caught outside of the base. XM will fall. He immediately buys back. XXS, though, he's gone for good. No further buybacks available for him. It's 3 versus 5. Spirit, the H is exposed, and they've done it. GG is called. Team Spirit take the game, and with that, the series 2-0 against Xtreme.
Took them 75 minutes.
It took a
You can
while.
see that playing versus this